Just buying, selling different things now.
First, I'm gonna
I
test
said I
the
was
sound.
down, but then I just can't get out of it.
What?
I just can't get out of it.
What do you mean?
I just love to buy and sell. Just buying, selling different things now. It's a hobby, but I mean, I'll be in.
First, I'm gonna
I
test
said I
the
was
sound.
down, but then I just can't get out of it.
All right.
What?
Sounds good. We're not primed. Did you ever hear that shit on our stream?
Huh?
Or for some reason, like a couple times now, when we've streamed, it started off like we're like a couple octaves lower than our normal pitch,
Oh.
and it's
We all sound like Optimus Prime.
yeah.
No, I haven't really. Okay, so you find your thing, and right here.
Let me show you how.
This one.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this one,
Hit share.
share.
Share to a group. And then you can search for your page.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me see.
I'll copy the link, put it on there.
I'll help you.
Should we go
Yeah,
ahead and
do it that way, and then paste it.
for the intro? Should we play the whole pre-roll, or just go right into the?
I don't know why you just don't skip it and then just put it in for the
Okay.
audio.
Well, that's. I mean, I guess I played it last week because it was the first time, but
No one watching this show
I was gonna
gives
say.
a shit about the plugs.
yeah, I'm because like that we were sitting here like listening to it. I'm like,
I mean, you're always kind of doing that, but you're always
Yeah,
kind of
this time-
brooding.
yeah. All right.
There we go.
Yeet!
What up? Yee.
We have one comment already.
I know a good lawyer, Tyler. It's from Brandon Stone.
Oh, this is because the title is Mesothelioma. Do you have Mesothelioma?
No?
I made the title of the stream. Tyler has mesothelioma.
I don't, for anyone watching, I don't in fact have mesothelioma. And anyone that is afflicted with mesothelioma,
It's a hard word to say.
mesothelioma, no offense is intended towards you. My co-host is just an idiot.
You gonna change the title or you gonna leave it like that?
I
I
leave
mean-
it like that.
Amber's like, wait, does he really? No, he does not.
I don't have mesothelioma.
God, that taste is still in my mouth from that beer.
It's good.
What's it supposed to be flavored as? Hoppy beer?
Double dry hopped, double IPA, Citra,
double-
Mosaic, and Amarillo hops.
Just hops. I guess it's beer.
I mean, that's what all beer flavor is. It's the hop.
Hopefully I get this close enough to my face this time, because last time
Well,
I know
you have a different microphone this time, so if you would like,
get the pop cap on.
would you like to extend that so you don't have to hold it up off of your leg?
Oh, yes.
Nope, not that one. This one. Yep. Do a little twist and shout. There you go.
Show me the ways of the podcast. Oh, yeah. I like it.
Now you can adjust that so it's not pointing straight up.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get you some.
What? What is going on?
Just doing weird things.
Look it.
He's hopped up on hops.
Hopped up on hops.
I'm on a Whopper Rush.
Stop.
Are we ready?
Blaine doesn't know what that means.
You guys play Apex Legends?
Not in a while.
Octane's Connor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've played Apex with you a lot.
Hey, the singles come out today.
I don't know what that means.
Like, you know, like they usually have the 3-man teams. They come out with single mode. So you're
Oh.
going by yourself.
Oh, free for all.
Yeah, free for all. They call it singles mode. But it's free for all. That's for sure. I'm excited about it because I've been playing the crap out of it for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Me and Leo play it every night, religiously.
Well, let's play tonight. Hit the record button, Blaine.
Yeah.
The following journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Network production.
Jesus, motherfucker, do you speak?
We need to re-record the actual intro because there's something I want to include.
Not that. And not that.
I was gonna do that for last week. And just pause it and be like, not Matt.
No safe spaces,
Like it, love it, yee!
Stop.
What's
Just
up,
stop.
everybody? This is Podcast Feed, episode 102. I'm your host, Dick.
Clint's triggered.
Clint's triggered.
Does that include the Game of Thrones podcast or not?
No.
No.
How many have you done so far? Like 150?
I'd say roughly like maybe like a max of 110 to 120.
I was gonna say like 130.
Getting some XP on there.
I haven't done too many extra episodes.
But I've done some on my own.
Yeah, you have.
And then you throw in the drunk caster fees.
So there's 2 of those.
Yeah.
Hopefully more.
I'd say we're at least 120
That's pretty impressive.
total episodes. Just
That's religiously every week, too.
podcaster fee.
I could check real quick.
That's awesome. So now you guys know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
I'm sitting here with my main man Clint.
There are 117 episodes on iTunes.
So close to 120, yep.
So I've rated these guys. I wanted to come back on,
Mm-hmm.
talk about my feelings, my safe spaces.
Mm.
But you guys said there was no safe spaces here, so...
Blaine just detached his
I just
microphone.
detached my microphone.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, talk, guys.
It's under your desk.
Yay.
Right in front of your hand.
So,
Blaine is the self-proclaimed master of technology, and week in, week out, he proves that he is not a master of technology.
one day you become the
One
master.
day, yes. He'll have to gain control of all 4 elements and fight with a blind girl and an
Minuscule
idiot.
lightning.
Yep. What?
Minuscule lightning.
Yes.
Have you seen Hill from the Magic Tavern for a while? They're
Uh,
still going strong, man.
I know they are, but I haven't. Man, I've been cranking through Critical Role because I listen to podcasts all day while I'm at work, and
I don't listen to very many, but I listened to a few mystery murder ones recently,
yeah.
and one's called Con Man. It's pretty good. And then there's another one called Cults. Have you seen that one?
I've heard of that.
They go
one.
through each cult and go through like how they operate, and it's kind of crazy.
What was
I
that?
enjoy those.
I'm back.
Just
We're just
tap out, Blaine. Just stay where you're at.
we're promoting other podcasts other than this one.
Well, I mean that's a good kind of like relaxing way to open the show. Like, Clint just gave some good recommendations. Recommendations for me would obviously be Critical Role. The Adventure Zone is my favorite podcast I've ever listened to, ever. And I also really enjoy a podcast called Androids and Aliens.
Oh,
It's a good one. It's a Starfinder actual play podcast, but all the people are like,
you lost me there at Starfinder.
well, Starfinder is a futuristic sci-fi tabletop role-playing game,
like D&D,
but in space.
okay.
And all the people are like, not snobby, but like playwrights and writers, and like they're celebrities that aren't actors specifically.
Okay.
It's fucking hilarious. So
Going down the list of my podcasts that I listen to. Everybody knows that I listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast. That's a given. So
Oh, they have a podcast?
Oh yeah, that's like one of their longest running things beside Red versus Blue.
I don't.
Yeah.
I strictly do not listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Why?
Or do they talk just
I
games?
just don't. Like, I got burnt out on Rooster Teeth like season
Red
2
versus
of Red
Blue.
versus Blue. Like, I don't.
You remember our version of Red vs. Blue we had on videotape?
Mm-hmm.
We actually recorded it on our VCRs we're playing.
Wow.
We did skits, and it's long lost.
Nice.
Into the time.
It's really sad.
It's a really good one.
Some of the other ones I listen to is the Unstoppable Recording Machine podcast, which talks a lot about audio engineering and being a producer and stuff. Of course, I listen to Joe Rogan whenever he's got someone interesting on that.
Bernie Sanders on the other day.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that episode.
That's pretty cool.
Haven't listened to it yet.
This is like the first 20
It's only an
minutes.
hour. It's an easy one for Joe Rogan. Another one that I really recommend is the Stateside podcast, run by my buddy Alan. I don't know the other guys, but Alan used to be the drummer for a band called Across the Sun. Huge fan of them. And then now he's a graphic designer. He does all kinds of work. He's done stuff for Seven Dust. He's done stuff for August Burns Red, In This Moment, a lot of big name bands. And it's a podcast much like this one, where they just sit and chat and talk about whatever the fuck they want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is the Riffs and Beards podcast by Ryan Bruce and Luke Severide. Luke Severide is a comedian. Ryan Bruce, I'm a big fan of. He's, again, a big audio engineer, music guy, awesome guitarist. Love it. And that's basically it. I mean, I have a few more, but...
I thought he was going to keep going and I was going to fall asleep.
I got him on tangent. We guys like podcasts a lot. I don't listen to a lot of them, but
I don't really get to plug a lot of the podcasts I listen to very often, so that was nice.
There you go.
That was nice.
You plug them all in the description. Why does my skin look orange on the camera?
I don't know. Miranda, we had Miranda on here last week, and her face was just beet red, as red as that fucking door.
You look orange, but you're actually white.
Well, I'm tan.
I mean, I'm not tan at all, and I'm orange.
I'm tan. So I go out in the sun.
Maybe it's your hue.
Maybe.
So I just threw out some technical terms.
Hit me. Spell hue.
H-U-E.
Thank you. What's another spelling of the word hue? I'll use it in a sentence. Blaine was hewn in twain.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
That means someone cut Blaine in half.
Okay, so how do you spell that?
Well, hewn is H-E-W-N. To hew is H-E-W.
Okay.
Hew.
Okay. I learned something today.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably forget it when I walk out the door.
I've been halved.
You've been halved.
You've been hewn.
Wait, you're...
Hewn.
Yeah.
Hewn.
God, fucking Dewey
This
talk.
is.
I've
where
been
we're at.
halved. You're not even half of a man that you cut your brother into. So I'm only a quarter of a man.
Oh, jeez.
God, I fucking love that movie. Oh.
Ruby and I started watching Dragon Ball Super together.
Oh,
yeah?
jeez.
She loves it.
Indoctrinating her
Well, yeah, I mean, she
at a young age.
she calls Star Wars Star Horse,
It's a horse, yes.
and we watch Star Wars every day.
Like the cartoon ones?
No, we at least start a Star Wars movie every day.
Oh.
I have watched between Solo and Empire 150 times in the last
My gosh.
couple months.
Blu-ray?
That's solid.
YouTube TV, man, just queued up on my phone.
Oh, there you go.
That's some solid Star Wars in right there.
Do you know every scene?
Well, I mean, I already knew every
Have you
scene.
showed her the prequels yet?
Yeah, she's watched them all.
I watched them all. Okay.
She likes Jar Jar Binks, as a toddler would.
Is there
Yeah,
a new one coming
makes
out here
sense.
soon?
Mm-hmm. December.
I
Episode
re-
9.
Huh.
Hopefully, Daisy Ridley voiced her opinion that she, after episode 9, wants to be done with the Star Wars franchise. Thank you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. You're an awful actress. I hate you.
Is that Ray?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of them have said that, though. I mean, I feel like Harrison Ford said that after Return of the Jedi,
Well, Harrison Ford wanted to be done like
the first movie.
the first movie because he wasn't an actor, really.
He was a set builder, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was a carpenter on
Yeah,
set.
Carpenter.
He had done like American Graffiti, but
He's
Cool.
like an OG Nick Offerman.
yeah, he just didn't. Like you gotta put like. Today it's different, but like in 1977, you have to think about how the original Star Wars changed just those 3 people's lives fucking overnight.
Yeah.
It really did.
There were very few things up until, the 80s and 90s that had really done that. On that big of a scale.
It's super weird.
And cultured it. Yeah.
It's super weird seeing pictures of like Mark Hamill back then, like outside of the character Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Seeing him in like these fucking motorcycle jackets and then just being a regular guy.
Just a regular dude.
Yeah, except he's a regular guy in Hollywood, so.
I mean, he's actually a psychopath, but I love Mark Hamill. He's just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I love the world of Star Wars in general.
Same. Same.
I got the original trilogy on beta tape now.
Wow.
It's like ultimate collectors.
Yeah.
I think, but
My man.
If you ever.
and I have it on 8-track too. Like they.
Oh
like,
shit.
Who's the guy that plays Darth Vader?
The voice of Darth Vader?
Yes.
Okay, that is
Which
James
one?
Earl Jones.
Well,
He
a
is-
couple people
He
voice him.
narrates the Star Wars.
The one that
on
matters.
The
Matrix.
notable one.
The one that matters is James Earl Jones. Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
it's a narration of it on 8-track.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty insane.
Star Wars and
Old
podcast
technology.
form.
If you ever come across anything that is Speed,
Speed.
Like the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock.
let us know.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
What?
No.
What?
I don't know everything.
You've never seen the movie Speed?
Nope.
When they're on the bus and they can't go over 55 miles an hour? Or they
Okay.
can't go under 55
I
miles an
know
hour?
that general thing. I didn't know it was called Speed though.
The movie Speed, yeah.
Okay.
It's like
That's a cool
big
one.
Keanu Reeves movie back in the day,
hmm
featuring Jeff Daniels as well.
It's a big Keanu Reeves movie in general.
Yeah.
Not just back in the day. There are
well,
cults.
I mean, then he
there
did
are
the
cults
Matrix.
that rose up.
Because of
Worshipping,
Speed.
worshipping Speed
And Keanu Reeves.
and Keanu Reeves.
I mean, I can at least think of 2 guys,
it's a cult. Accept it.
and
for
I'm
what it is.
perpetuating it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely perpetuating it. Nick Maxon, he found out about this guy that was collecting VHS copies of Speed.
Just collecting them all.
Every
He
single one
wanted
of
to.
them.
He wanted to collect them all.
It doesn't matter like what version, just VHS.
I bet it's not cheap.
It is. It's insanely cheap.
Okay.
I got because for Christmas one year I got Speed on VHS for Nick, and it was like
okay.
$6,
So
free
the-
shipping.
So the
Wow.
guy that originally started doing it before Nick started doing it.
So Nick's doing it now. He's
So
Oh, yeah.
Nick's been doing it for a while because when that guy goes to finish his collection, he wants him to face Nick. Like Nick wants him to have to face him as like a final boss.
Oh,
You have to get all of these from me. What are you willing to do?
maybe I should start going and looking at them for like Goodwills and stuff when
Yeah.
I go out.
There
and
you go.
thrift.
But the guy that originally started it, like if he can't buy a copy for less than a couple dollars, he just steals them.
Steals them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Theft.
For anybody listening
terrible.
or watching, if you come across any copy of Speed, DVD, Blu-ray, VHS,
Brandon Stone bought Nick a copy of Speed on Laserdisc.
no, that was me.
Okay.
Oh,
he found it for me
Laserdisc.
though.
Yeah.
He found it.
He
for
did
me,
the
though.
legwork.
He also found. I can't talk about that. I can't talk
Okay,
about that
what?
because that's my next. That's my
I
next
mean,
gift to Nick.
So I need to look for copies. Maybe. So when did it come out? Like 90s.
94.
94.
There
yeah.
might be a copy in beta because beta's up to like 2002.
Oh, more than likely.
Wait, Betamax went all the way up to 2002?
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I did not know that.
Some of the machines I got from that giant collection I just bought are from like early 2000s, and they're very coveted. Like people want them bad, and I have like 10 or 15 different machines like that, and they go for like $700 a piece. It's insane. But I got this giant collection of beta tapes I'm still going through. It's a nice collection too.
How did you acquire
So
the Betamax
I wasn't looking.
fucking addiction?
I wasn't looking, but I was I was on Facebook Marketplace, and I was looking for a tool vise. So I wanted to put it on my giant safe to make like a little work table. And I came across this thing. It just said antique electronics. I'm like, okay. I will always buy antique electronics. I love that shit. And and this guy had passed away, and these people bought the house to flip it in Greenwood, and she was selling it all. This guy had the biggest collection of Betamax. I'd never even seen one out. And if you go back, I buy hundreds of storage units. I go to hundreds of freaking thrift stores. never seen a Betamax in either one of those things. So I wanted to, buy them. So I went there and bought the entire thing, filled my entire truck full. I have a long bed Ford, and I had tarp in it. I had a tarp it because it was like overflowing the bed. Bought the whole thing for $400, and this guy was collecting everything, and it's insane. I bought the entire collection, and I own the biggest collection of players, and I've got it validated from a lot of different people. I own the biggest collection of Betamax players.
In the United States.
In the United States. Maybe the world. I don't know. I don't know what Russia and, all that kind of shit, but it's insane. So now I'm selling them one by one and fixing them and having fun, so that's exactly right after I got rid of all my shit. I was like, I'm done buying storage units. I'm done doing this shit. So we were actually looking for a house. Like, I'm not moving all this shit with us because this is retarded. I mean, I have, 5 or 6 truckloads of stuff.
I was gonna ask what made you decide to stop doing the thrifting.
And just like looking around one day, I was like, I can't move through my basement or my garage because there's so much crap. Like, I was doing the shimmy, like, in the hoarders.
Yeah.
Like, yep, this is done. So I was giving it away / selling just truckloads off to other resellers. I'm like, here you go. Come through here, my stuff, and just pick out what you want.
I wish I would have hit you up. Because I'm sure I could have found something in there, like audio-wise or anything.
I kept like a bunch of my old stuff, like 8-tracks and cassette players and stuff like that, because I can sell them on eBay whenever I want.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really like that old technology, and I got some really cool... When I bought that Betamax player set out from that person, I got some really cool old like beta recorders, like the old on the shoulder record a movie, and these really Fisher Price like recorders that take Type 2 cassette player tape and they actually record video on them. I think it's an audio tape, and those are fucking cool. And I got 3 of those too. I haven't like went around playing with them yet, but I want to record some shit on there and do all that good stuff. So I got some really cool audio equipment and some really cool Betamax stuff. So
sweet.
Yeah.
it was a steal for $400, and I could not pass it up. Especially some of these players were $700 a piece.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Can't beat that.
So that's kind of what I've been doing lately. And honestly, they're playing too much Apex to even like. I listed like 4 of them online so far. That's it.
Remember that time that you played Apex, like, to the point where, like, you were worried about your health?
Yes.
And then I started playing...
I mean, look at me. I'm worried about my health now.
And then I started playing Apex with you, and then all at once I just disappeared.
Yeah. I play with random people I find on the internet now, because all my friends don't play it.
Well, I don't play it anymore because...
Well, no, I should say all my friends list on, like, Xbox Live are either on Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, no actual games.
Yeah,
So.
I had to give Apex a break. 1, I had a lot of stuff in my backlog that I needed to play.
Yeah.
But 2, Andy got tired of it.
Yep.
And I hate playing when you don't have a full party of people.
Yeah, I don't like doing that either.
And
So.
I don't...
Getting randoms in there.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. I mean, I love playing video games with Clint and Leo, but Leo doesn't get on until like fucking 10 p.m.
Leo's about to have his second child.
I know, he told me on Saturday.
So I've been playing with Leo a lot, because I'm like, well, I'm going to be playing with Leo a lot more after this. 2 children's.
So, yeah, I had to give it a break. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the DLC.
Same. I busted into it.
The fucking second one is awful.
The Atlantis one? Dude, so I played the first episode of the first DLC, and John, guest on the show, he suggested I go do Atlantis first, because the rewards going into it are just incredible. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I step into Elysium and get my ass handed to me. They're all the same level as me, but they're kicking my ass.
I never played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but
It's
is that
great.
like a NPC is hanging your ass? Or
Oh, yeah.
Online, okay.
Oh yeah, they're kicking my ass.
Not me.
You played through Legacy of the First Blade, right? The whole thing. Okay.
When I bought the Divinity 2, I put 100 hours in that thing in 2 weeks, and I had to step away. I didn't touch my Xbox until like 3 weeks ago for like a month.
But it's also the greatest RPG.
I can attest to that. My gosh, it was so good.
It's fucking great.
I could not step away from it, and I was Yeah, it was retarded.
Mhm.
I took a break from Assassin's Creed because I've actually been playing that a lot the last couple months to finally beat it, get caught up, and mess around. And then I started doing the DLC. I did the first episode all in one night, but after getting my ass handed to me in Elysium, I was like, nope. And then I remembered that okay, Monster Hunter Iceborne's coming out, so I've been putting my dick pretty hard in that.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I got my Divine Slasher longsword.
I don't know if I'm going to finish the Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC because the story is super awful,
Yeah.
which is one of the complaints I had with Assassin's Creed Odyssey to begin with.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think the story was awful, but you said compared to Origins, it's awful.
You can't, like, it doesn't matter what media it is. Like, if you take the story from Origins, remove all of the gameplay, and literally just put it on paper, versus the story of Odyssey and put it on paper, you cannot compare the two and say that Odyssey has a better story, one for one. You cannot. Because it does not.
Odyssey has a lot of... They pulled a lot from Greek mythology itself and, like, put it into its own story, all surrounding the Peloponnesian War. So, I mean, a lot of it was borrowed. It's whatever.
I mean, Origins was borrowed too. It just, I mean, you had good plot hooks. You took a revenge story and then threw in all the shit that you just said.
Yeah.
And made it, what's the word? Enticing. You had a reason to go from place to place instead of just wandering.
Yeah.
It has to be, for me to play a game like that, it has to
I really
have a good
enjoyed
plot.
the story of Odyssey.
It has to have good gameplay or I won't play it.
I mean, it's not the best story I've ever played, but I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, I didn't say I hated it, but it's not. It's like comparing the fucking Lord of the Rings to Twilight.
You ask your audience what's their favorite game right now? Oh. Yeah, put your favorite game up there right now.
Nick Phillips says a little bit of Tyler Wiseau coming out.
Sure.
So,
Was so.
so
It's just it's not as good.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed since the very first one.
Oh wow! See, I didn't play the first one until 2012. I discovered
There's, like 10, 15 of them now?
Close.
Gosh.
No, I found out about Assassin's Creed 3, and I had always wanted to play the series in general, but I saw Assassin's Creed 3, saw the character you're playing as, which ended up being a huge letdown, and I saw the era you're playing in, which is Revolutionary America,
That's pretty cool.
and I loved it. I loved Assassin's Creed 3. The story was a little
Remember that
lackluster,
Revolutionary game we played when you were first-person shooter? Revolutionary War?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one, too.
but what game is that?
I don't remember the name of it.
I don't remember what
It was a good one.
Yeah.
It was like a one-off studio did it.
Mhm.
It was really good. And then there's one that was like Trench Warfare, too, but I'm a first-person shooter type guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I grew up on them, and
Clint and I used to lock ourselves into his bedroom.
a lot of people will be like,
For
why are
th-
you playing video games at your age, like 27, 28? It's like, well, I grew up with them, and I fucking enjoy them, so shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of people telling me that.
The night that I beat the first episode of the DLC, I didn't go to bed until like 2 o'clock, and I climbed into bed and Miranda's like, "Why are you just now coming to bed?" And I'm like, "I was playing a video game." Until 2? I'm like, yes, I'm an adult.
That's normal for me anymore. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm an adult. I can stay up as late as I fucking want. Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
On the weekend,
not getting grandpushed anymore.
yeah.
They wait for her to leave and get back up.
On the weekends, I would literally play video games until 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
If
It's
I
a
could,
hobby. I mean, we love it.
I
so.
could, but like I limited. I did have to watch the kids in the morning, so like she's like,
I would still play until
She's like,
5:30
you're
or
gonna be
6.
miserable in the morning. I'm like, I don't care.
Worth it.
Yeah, it was. Like I really enjoyed that first part of that DLC, so I'm looking forward to continuing it whenever I do. However, Monster Hunter, like I said, I've been balls deep in that again, trying to get a few extra things, get my chops back up.
What day does Iceborne come out?
September 6th.
Okay. Well, when I get back from vacation, we'll power game me back,
Okay.
get me caught back up. Because it won't take very long.
Like I said, I just got this long sword called the Divine Slasher, and in order to get it, you have to do like arena and challenge quests, which I hate doing those.
Yep.
And it actually wasn't. It's not bad if you have other people playing with you, but solo sucks dick.
I'm good with all the shit that I have.
Yeah.
I have all the armor sets that I want. And all those are going to be irrelevant come Iceborne anyway, so...
Kind of. I mean...
I'm gonna get all the shit that I want in Iceborne, so...
Yeah, because, I mean, they're introducing Master Rank, which is basically G Rank from the previous games.
Right.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Eric's Gaming put out a video today showing, like, all the buffs and debuffs and stuff that are going to be happening.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'll have to watch that.
The clutch clock.
Do you still stream streaming?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
We might do it. I don't know.
Do a podcast about streaming games.
I mean, I still do it occasionally.
Yeah. Not Dr. Disrespect style, but
No.
on his level.
Yeah.
I don't have 12 hours a day to stream and play video games.
I'd really like to get like an Elgato card so I can bring my PS4 down here and
$109 and it's yours.
actually stream. You have one?
No, I'm just saying, you spend $109
Oh.
and you can have one.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. No, I'd like to have that because I would like to use
Christmas
this streaming.
present, Miranda.
You have a PlayStation camera.
Elgato
Huh?
You
card.
have the PlayStation
I do.
camera.
But I mean, I'd like to be able to do all this and
Oh,
stream
okay.
to all the services, not just Twitch
Or Mixer.
or Mixer. Which we don't stream to Mixer. I was talking to Brandon about doing that today.
They
We
just
just
got,
sign up for that.
Well, they guys got Ninja over there now. I don't
Yep.
watch Twitch streamers ever or
Me
Mixer,
either.
but it's a big thing. They make
The
money.
only person I watch on Twitch is Matt Heffy from Trivium. He does like guitar videos and like acoustic sets and stuff on there. It's pretty cool.
That's cool that it's on Twitch though.
Yeah, a lot of musicians
I
go
watch
to
people
Twitch.
play Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch. So.
Yeah, like Twitch is. They have so many different categories. Like sewing's a category on there.
Oh,
Good for you guys.
It's YouTube 2.0.
Yeah.
that's pretty neat. Just live streaming it.
I dig it.
Maybe I should book a Twitch account then.
Do it. Chase Thrist Twitch.
Trace Twitch. I can't say that twice. Chase Thirst TTV.
There you go.
Is that how you say it? Twitch
Sure.
TV or something like that?
Sure.
No. Yeah. And actually, YouTube is going downhill.
Really?
Currently. There's a new platform called Library coming up, and it's taking a lot of the big YouTubers and like they're going to that platform instead because YouTube has really just they went to a corporate
Yeah. I mean,
standpoint.
the algorithm
they are
have changed
Google.
so bad. Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, they are Google.
Yeah, I mean, let's say so they're slowly going toward that era of like being TV. I mean, you said you watch TV on there, so
Well, yeah,
the whole like creative thing about YouTube is kind of dying, and they're just sweeping those guys to the side, like fuck you guys, we don't care about you anymore, and they're going to like the national television and movies and stuff like that. So, and then every day you get less compensated for what you're doing on there. So obviously people are gonna go different ways, or that's why I always see people like donate to my Patreon because they don't get enough money at all. For
Well,
YouTube.
yeah. YouTube demonetizes people for cussing now.
Or
it's been about a year
then
or two.
You have like, these people that have farms that will set up and they will like copyright claim all these videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. So if you put 20 hours into the video that gets copyright claimed, you don't have any choice to just monetize
Yeah.
it.
Dispute it for fair use.
Yep, and then usually sometimes you'll just get shafted.
Glenn Fricker from Spectre Sound Media, his channel, he's notorious for saying fuck a lot and just yelling constantly. And YouTube started demonetizing him because he used such foul language.
I'll say it in my videos too. But
So he started, it's a $1 tier on his Patreon. It's called Spend a Buck, Give a Fuck.
Oh.
And that's allowed him to live solely off of Patreon and fuck YouTube for demonetizing him.
yeah, That's crazy though.
I mean, there are videos he still gets monetized for, but yeah, that's cool.
It's insane. Like some of the the biggest YouTube check I've ever got was like $600, and that was off of over 1 million views in a month. So you take that, like most people don't get that at all. And my videos have just gone downhill because I don't give a shit anymore. I shouldn't say that, but I religiously would like get one out every week, and then I just like that's why I got into the trouble I was with storage units. Like, oh, I need to buy a storage unit this week just to get a fucking
just
video
for
out.
content. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would never get to the point of selling stuff and just be in the corner. So I stopped doing that and just kind of release wherever I want. And yeah, it's
People like shit on a schedule.
Yep, that's true. And I can't make that. It's unrealistic.
That's why I do my best to make this show every Tuesday, at least for the live. You know,
So people want to see
audio
it.
we can get out Thursday regardless. That's easy.
Mhm.
It's the live show that like I'm truly worried about, and getting this.
Well, yeah, the path I chose was just unrealistic for me. Trying to buy a storage unit every week while working 2 other jobs,
Yeah.
and then trying to sell all that stuff. No, I just don't have time. It was fun, but I don't have
Yeah.
time. I mean, you could break it down into different videos, but then you're just doing the same thing through your videos. And it's, yeah, one of those things where I'm not gonna do that.
It's crazy how YouTube's changed. Like, it changed into this thing where people, content creators. I mean, that was early on, but it really blew up. And for me, YouTube was always just this place where I could put my funny fucking just happenings. And
I have a separate
upload
channel for
them.
that. I have like
Yeah.
one channel, and then
Fucking
nobody
concert
knows about it.
videos and
Yeah.
my idiot friend's doing this stupid shit and just
I never
whatever.
really did it for the money though. I did
No,
it,
me
like
either.
I think it was for me. It was like a library.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if I'm 20 years from now, I can go back and watch and like, oh, I was doing that in my 20s.
It was like a
That's pretty cool.
library and a way to share your
Yeah.
videos, share your memories. Like I said, I used to shoot a lot of like shows, like local shows and concerts and stuff like that, and be like, hey, check this out! I saw these guys. Then I did vocal covers for a while. It was a way to share my
There's
music.
some people that just go hard to paint on YouTube, and they want to get into that YouTube fame and want to make the YouTube money, which that's not what I want to do. I don't want
It'd be nice.
to. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I don't think a lot of people realize just how much work
It takes a lot of
these YouTubers
freaking
are
work.
doing.
Yeah.
Like one, to consistently be creative and put out new shit, new concepts, build on what you're doing.
It's not for everyone. Not
No.
just anybody can be YouTube.
No,
Like,
I mean,
creator.
and it's so
You
hard.
can. It just,
It's so hard to get to that level where you are solely YouTube, because, I mean, to be creative at that level, you got to get past I have a regular job, which having a regular job tends to stifle creativity, and then it's just a constant battle.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what the problem I have with this show is I want to do this full time
Yeah.
in some way or another, but at the same time, to get there, I have to figure out what
You
to
have to
do.
grind like every waking moment.
Yeah, but I need to have a job.
Yeah, you gotta pay bills, man.
Yeah, I gotta pay bills. I got a lot of shit I gotta pay.
Part of the
Yeah.
problem with YouTube is the nomenclature has changed. So you're no longer content creators, you're now influencers. So the way to make money on YouTube is to influence people's purchasing decisions.
That's why you have all those like freaking Amazon links in somebody's
Yeah.
video. That's where I got all my stuff. And, like, you know, they probably get some good money off that, but I've never asked anybody off YouTube for money. Like I just do my thing, and if you like it, you know. Whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Well, there's a lot of companies out there that will pay you to do positive reviews.
Look at this.
For
This
their-
is my very first sponsor right here. I had one sponsored video ever. This is Alpha Elite, and they paid me like $100 for a video. It's one I did like last year. I was blowing up shit I had guns and shit.
Yeah.
Blowing it up, but that video got like 500 views, and they never did it with me again. But it was pretty cool though. Like got a sponsorship for a video, and they sent me some shit, like a hat, shirt. And that's pretty cool.
But that's been some of the drama with YouTube the last year and a half. Is you watch a review of something, and then the person that is reviewing the product, the first thing they say is, "I was not paid to review this product." To give a positive review for this product, when in reality, they actually were.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it's
What a fucking.
That's been the trend.
Like, that's such a.
money changes everything.
I don't
crazy.
even.
I'll tell you right now.
Words.
I'll tell you right now. If Rode microphones made the shittiest microphone in existence and called me tomorrow and said, "I will give you $2,500 to make a 3-video series about this microphone and give it 5 stars in every one," I'm gonna do it.
Well, yeah.
Anybody would.
And I will play it.
It's really funny that this is the subject. So a few years ago, I donated, or I pre-ordered a set of wireless true wireless earbuds called Kanoa, and
Kickstarter style.
I think it started as a Kickstarter, but I pre-ordered directly from their website.
Yeah.
So I think I did like the 100. It was like an early bird special, like $150,
Phew.
or maybe 300, something like. It was way more than I should have spent, but whatever. We all know the story of my debt. So fast forward, it's crunch time. They're like, okay, the cool thing was they were constantly sharing like updates and pictures and videos of like what they were doing and all that. And it's like, all right, well, we're gonna push back because we found a better driver for the headphone. Like it's a better quality thing. We're gonna test it out and we're gonna start putting it into the headphones. Time goes by. They push back to May. May comes. They're like, all right, well, we found this, and then this happened. Come July, all right, we just shipped out our first batch to like the people that are going to be reviewing. So I didn't, unbeknownst to me. So all of a sudden, they're gone.
Oh yeah.
Some guy on YouTube got a hold of one of these review models, and they worked like shit. They were complete
Garbage.
shit. Another person got them, and the guy that got the shit model, he was like, he contacted Kanoa. We're like, hey, I don't know what's going on. I think maybe this might be a bad pair. So if I send this back, will you send me another pair to review, and hopefully. So they did that, and he doesn't know if they just sent him back the same exact pair or the second pair was just complete shit, but it didn't work again. So he said, all right,
Make a review on it.
and he's like, he did a review on it, but before he sent the review to the company and was like, I'm gonna post this, I just want you to know that.
Oh god.
And they offered him money to not post it.
Oh, I bet.
They're
yeah.
like, we will pay you this much to give a good review, like you were talking about. And he says, fuck that. Instead of posting the review video, he added to the review video and talked about that they were going to offer him money. He says, no, my channel is not. I'm not gonna waste the integrity of my channel for $500.
If you take somebody's word at face value, you're an idiot anyway. So fuck the integrity. I take the money.
Oh god.
Well, he didn't.
Sorry.
And because he didn't, and he put out this 20-minute video explaining this whole ordeal and how bad these things were, overnight, the company just ghosted. The guy who owned the company took all the money fucking to an island.
Yep, because of that guy posting that video.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's another review video, and they're like, yeah, these things work fine. There's another review out there, but it seems he had a bad pair or something, but this pair that I got worked just fine.
Did you get your money back?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah.
You didn't get your money back because of that guy. So.
Well, yeah.
That
So
happens a lot on Kickstarter though. People start
Yeah.
shit up and then just like
I was
gone.
part of a class action lawsuit that never went through.
Never went through.
Never went through. They said they couldn't do it. After a year, they finally told us like, hey, it's not going to happen. The guy is just completely, he's a ghost. Like, and the guy had done it, I think 3 times before.
Ooh, there's
Yeah.
a big thing.
He had collected over like $300,000 just off of Kanoa alone. Yeah.
And then had some shit pair of.
Yep.
Just painted over a shit pair.
There are people that actually went to the Kanoa offices, and it's just like abandoned.
Yeah.
Just abandoned.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy that they actually shared videos and photos and stuff of like them making the product, and like several of them, several
Gotta make
hundred
it
of them.
believable.
Dude, it was nuts how believable it was.
I was thinking like that was going to be the ending of your story. Is how they're just like they're gone and they took all the money.
Yeah, they did. I went to my credit card and I was like, "Hey, so this happened." And they're like, "Well, did you make the purchase within the last 6 months?" I said, "No. It's been over 2 years."
That's awful.
They're like, "Yeah, there's nothing."
The
we can
long
do about
con
it."
right there.
Yeah, that was. And oh well. So
And that's why I don't support Kickstarter projects.
I usually don't.
Because I'm not going to be bamboozled.
I support it. The only Kickstarter beside, again, I didn't support that on Kickstarter. I supported that directly on their website.
Either way.
But the only Kickstarter I've supported, and I think it might have been Indiegogo, but it was a solar freaking roadways. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they actually put it to use in like Missouri, I think. It was like Missouri or Arkansas.
That's the solar man right there. He knows.
Yeah, solar roadways are pretty cool, but
Dude, it was.
expensive.
Did you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like that was it had LEDs in it, and it was supposed to be the roadways of the future.
They're probably implementing it somewhere else, just not America.
It'd be really cool.
You know what's really cool?
We're anti anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. It was a super cool concept.
I mean, I have a degree in alternative energy.
Yeah.
And you can't really use it here in Indiana, at least. You have to go, a more of a liberal area.
And that's such a shame.
I mean, I use it like for my main job because my main job is I work for Vectrin Gas, and I give out rebates. So that's kind of the same, but not really. I guess it's in the greener side of things, but also Vectrin is also a gas company. So, but yeah, natural gas getting pumped out, fracked out of the ground. So you can do what you need to do. And there's solar jobs here, but there's very far and few between. And if you want a solar job, you're getting paid like $12 an hour to start out, and that's
Not if
not
you're a union
sustainable.
electrician.
Well, yeah, it's like completely different. Like if you get a degree like what I have, like to go out and find a job, like you have to start from the bottom of like a solar or job. Really, the money is like with wind, and that's kind of, I wouldn't say dying down, but it's being shut down. Legislation, like everyone shut
It's
it down.
bad for the environment.
Oh yeah.
It's bad for the migratory patterns of birds, and a lot of noise pollution,
There's a whole.
and apparently
argument.
causes cancer, wind cancer.
Wind cancer gets you. Don't worry.
I just don't understand why we don't harness the power of the ocean.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the atom.
They are. I mean, they're doing everything they can to get energy somewhere, but because, yeah.
Do you remember that movie Southland Tales? It was like this really weird, like, futuristic movie. It had Sean William Scott, The Rock, a shit ton of people, and it just followed like all these different people. And one of the big things was it was kind of like a mix between what you just said, harnessing the power of the ocean, and Tesla with wireless fucking energy transmission.
Mm-hmm.
And they were basically, there's this company that was harnessing the power of the ocean, and they were about to start just sending it out, and it was going to be completely wireless energy for everyone across the globe. And it was nuts.
I got lobbied against.
I don't know.
Lobbyist money will change everything.
It was some weird fucking movie.
Never heard of it.
I haven't watched it
Oh, it's
since,
a movie. Okay. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it since like I was in high school, so
I mean,
that was probably my junior.
oil lobbyists will.
That was
Yeah.
probably my junior.
Got
in high
enough money,
school.
they'll do anything. That's what household comes down to. Just like pharmaceutical lobbying,
Well,
that happens a lot too.
I've thrown that statistic around a lot on the show. Every major industry in the world combined does not equal the amount of money that the American pharmaceutical industry lobbies every year.
Yeah,
Every
that's
single
crazy.
industry combined worldwide does not equal the amount of money that the American pharmaceutical company lobbies
Maybe I
for.
should be a lobbyist for pharmaceutical companies.
What?
Maybe I should become a lobbyist for them. Jesus. I solve all my money problems.
Yeah,
I wonder how many lobbyists they got on payroll. That's kind of crazy.
probably not enough. Could use a couple more.
Well, I'm going to go job search.
But now, so like the company that I work for, the company that I work for is now certifying us as solar technicians.
Oh, that's cool.
So now we are cornering our own little portion of the market share.
Is that Houston or?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Really?
It's awesome.
How do you feel about that? Is you cool with that?
Well, yeah.
They need to do something in Indiana. I mean, the only thing.
The goal of every union is to unionize every industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you're a non-union electrician, just speaking from my own experience,
You get paid shit.
my number one goal as an organization, not as a contractor, because the contractors are businesses. The union, the brotherhood, we are there to take work away from you. So you don't take work away from us.
Yeah, that's true.
Because my work is safer, more lucrative, I get paid more money.
Yeah.
I have a longer lifespan, better quality of life, blah, blah, blah.
Better rights.
Well, yeah, I mean, because we fight for them.
Yep.
We're bargaining employees. We decide what we get paid, not you. And our quality of work is better. So
It's true.
there's an incentive to the consumer to spend a little bit more money up front to have me do it than to have you do it. Because in all reality, I'm not getting paid $12 an hour to fist fuck myself and pretend I'm an electrician.
Yeah.
I am an electrician.
Throw some wires up and like, yeah, there you go.
I can't even pretend to be an electrician.
I know, that's why you call me. And I tell
got the
you,
training.
you should learn a little bit. And I don't have time. I'm getting ready to go back to college, and I am not excited about it.
Yeah.
I got
Another
2 classes
year
coming
of-
up.
Another year of the teacher not teaching you.
No, this year should be way better to actually have an instructor. No, I personally know the instructor,
Yeah.
so it should be
That's good.
better.
I am not the greatest instructor, I'll tell you right now.
Do you
But-
show up to class every day?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you have a vendetta against your students because they are students?
Okay, no.
Okay, then you are a better instructor than the one that I've just
that's
had.
weird. I try to, nurture good people.
Yeah,
but
see? Right there.
I always, when I start classes, because I started teaching right out of college. So I graduated in December of 2016, and I started teaching in January of 2017. And it was such a weird transition, because a lot of the students I was teaching were actually in
People that
class
you
with
went
me.
to class with?
So it was like, it just flip-flopped, like, hey, I'm your teacher now. So it's kind of weird. And then I always
So-
start every class with like, hey, I'm not a 60-year-old man that usually is here that has 40 years experience. I am just, I'm basically your age, or I'm actually usually a lot younger by 20 years by some of the students I have. So, hey, I don't know everything, so we're just going to go through this. And it's a class. It's usually a class I don't never take. I've never taken. I don't know this class. I don't know everything, and we're just going to do it together. So I just try to stay a chapter ahead of them, and usually time that.
So
usually
you don't
happens.
teach the same class every time?
No.
Or?
They just kind of like whatever, like Ivy Tech works like where I'm a 1099 contractor for Ivy Tech. That's what an adjunct is. But I teach full classes still. But since they can get away with 1099, but it's still a good pay. They just give me whatever's available, whatever the chairman or the regular full-time professors will teach, or they have like extra classes, and so I usually just end up getting random classes. So
Really?
and I went through and all the random classes I've taught, I could actually get like 2 more degrees, but they don't.
Yeah, I
count.
think you
Yeah.
said you shared something about
So
that.
I
too.
graduated with alternative energy, but I've been teaching a lot of industrial technology, like either like robotics, automation, fluid power. I just did electrical wiring systems, which I taught basically electricians how to wire through conduit and wire up boxes and stuff, which I've never done. Let me tell you, I've never done that. So I had to learn myself before I taught them, which was it was a little bit on edge, because it's like having a non-electrician try to teach electricity. And I know electricity, I just don't know industrial electricity. Like when you get the 208 and the huge voltages. So
You're talking 3-phase stuff.
yeah, and I've never done that, and I just try to stay a chapter ahead, and it was kind of weird. And
Because just a fun fact,
you could die from that stuff.
Your
like,
panel,
easily.
well, a quarter of an amp will kill you.
Yeah.
So the higher the voltage, the lower the amperage. The lower the voltage, the higher the amperage.
Yep.
So quarter of an amp will kill you. Your panel over there on the wall is single phase alternating current. In reality, it's 2 phases. It's 2 phases, but the industry calls it single phase. So it's A phase, B phase. In America, in the United States, North America, Canada, and then parts of South America, alternating current is 60 hertz maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So 60 times a second, it's hitting 120 volts, 0. 120 volts, 0. It's called a waveform. Or it's a waveform. Just like that. Except electricity. So when
Is
you...
that why it's called alternating?
Well, it's called alternating current because it's not power, it's not DC, it's not...
Direct.
Yeah, it's not... The current carrying conductors are not constantly carrying current. Constantly carrying current. A little bit of a tune taster there, pal. In Europe, I think it's 35 hertz.
Oh, it's 50 over there.
I don't know.
It's 35 or 50.
Somewhere in there. But so 60 times a second with alternating current, when you go into 3-phase, you have multiple waveforms.
Yeah, you have...
So at the peak of one, it's 120 or... Well, it's not 120. 208 or, whatever. You have another waveform that's at 0, and then you have another waveform that's in parallel with the first one that is also at that peak voltage.
And we can also get into how bars work, but we're not getting into that.
Clinton, I know some shit.
It's all above my head.
Yep.
You know, when I went to Ivy Tech, I do not want to do anything with electricity because it scares the shit out of me, and it's really complicated, and that's all I do now. So, well, like this semester, I'm teaching fluid power, which is hydraulics, and then I'm teaching advanced mechatronic systems as well. So that's like with pneumatics and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. But it's really cool because when I graduated school, I mean, I went into like this industry where I am right now, where I don't get to use my skills I learned in college. Like it's Excel, spreadsheet, emailing. I don't use hands-on anything. So it's cool that I can stay in the industry with Ivy Tech and still learn and still teach and still get my hands on shit while I'm doing that, because I don't do that at all for my job.
When are you going to go on sabbatical? So then I can complain about it.
What's that?
I said, when are you going to go on sabbatical so I can complain about it?
Sabbatical? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to.
Good. This pleases me.
I can't complain about my job. I freaking love my job. So
I just think if fucking college professors get sabbaticals, then I should get one.
I mean, I'm not really a college professor, but...
I mean, but you are.
Yeah, adjunct professor.
But you are.
I mean, I do the same thing as a professor, I'm just not full-time.
Right.
It's interesting. I'm going on 3 years in December or January.
Yeah. I've went on a rant about how sabbaticals are dumb and they make me mad.
That was a little while ago.
That was like December?
I feel like
January.
You only get sabbatical if you're a tenure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was like one of the first few episodes we did in this house.
There's a lot of politicking and stuff I don't want to get into as far as like Ivy Tech goes. Just as a community college, stupid politics go on to. I would never work there full time. I don't have the credentials to work there full time, and I don't think I've ever would. So there's a lot of like the dean and chairman and all that good stuff, and I don't have to deal with any of that in my job. So
I know to teach a history of organized labor class, you have to have a master's degree.
yeah, fuck that.
Fuck it.
You can do that with YouTube.
F it in the A.
That's kind of what led me to my decision to drop out of college. Was the degrees I was going for, whether it was what I started going for, which was graphics design,
well, you need that paper.
creative writing.
Yeah,
You don't need a degree.
No, you don't. No.
You just need a portfolio.
Yeah, you don't need a degree for creative writing.
No. You just need a portfolio.
Unless you're going to teach creative writing.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you need a degree for creative writing.
Looking back, I wish I would have gone for like broadcasting, audio engineering.
I have ranted about how
I bet SIA will pay for that. No?
Nope.
Only the stuff they want you to go for?
Basically,
'Cause I have a lot of SIA
general
students.
management,
or
engineering. Yeah.
I have ranted about how dumb the idea of a college degree is since I was about 15
I
years
thought you were gonna
old.
say 3.
No, since I was
3 years
about
old.
15 years old. It is.
Here's Tyler at 3. Fuck college.
Well, it's not. And people like.
I loved my time in college, but I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
I didn't do it like I didn't go to
The-
frat parties. I was a
I mean,
full time student, but I also worked full time.
I went to Ivy Tech, so definitely no frat parties for me.
I went
did
to
not
frat
have
parties when I was
the,
in high school, so
I'm not smart enough to go to Purdue.
sorry.
I don't have the money to go to Purdue. I don't want to get $100,000 in debt to go to Purdue, and I don't have a company that'll actually pay me to go to Purdue. So,
Therein lies the problem.
So
and I'm actually done with college, man. I did 3 years of it, and it's like I don't want to do this shit anymore. And I'm teaching it, so
Yeah.
it seems. I try. So Ivy Tech will actually pay your classes for you. I did it a few times. Well, just once actually. Once you teach there for like 2 years, like, oh, you can take classes for free now at Ivy Tech. So I did some engineering classes, and I freaking hated it. But yeah, I can't be in the other side of the classroom anymore. I've already graduated from that to the other side, and I don't want to be.
Yeah.
If it's something I like, I'll do it. But it's like
That's something I've always wanted
like
to
going
do
back
is
down to
take
the other side.
classes. I don't care about getting a degree. I just want to learn things.
A lot of people do that with my classes. They'll just take
Yeah.
it, and I teach a lot of industrial trades, so it's a lot of people in like factories that they'll pay you to be there. So.
Yeah.
But like the whole idea that a piece of paper, an imaginary object that holds no value, elevates your position in society above people who do not have that piece of paper.
The piece of paper will that's your credibility.
Yeah, it represents what you've learned.
Okay.
But sometimes they don't give you a
So
chance.
what if that piece of paper represents underwater basket weaving?
Well, then they're gonna hire the underwater basket weaver over you,
Then you can get a job.
unless you can
underwater.
impress them in your interview. If
Well,
they
no,
give you one,
Okay, I mean, you can defend it. That's fine. We'll have this.
a lot of
discuss-
degrees hold
we'll have-
nothing. I mean,
it holds. It shows nothing. It proves nothing
Like you
other
go-
than you did something for a period of time consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, my job I have right now requires a bachelor's degree, and I got it without associates. So I just proved that. I mean, it's through my same company, but it requires a bachelor's degree, and I don't have one of those. And I didn't have an associates, but I was really good at my job, and I applied for the promotion. And I got it, and the job I had beforehand required a associate's degree. So I usually say it's not a huge barrier you can overcome, but unless it's a popular job that like 50 or 60 people are applying for, they're usually going to look for a degree or look for relevant experience anymore nowadays. I mean, relevant experience will pretty much trump a degree nowadays.
And that makes sense. That's how it should be.
Unless
Yeah.
it's a master's degree in creative writing, and you're doing something
If
creative.
you got a master's degree in creative writing,
you're in debt.
like, one, you're in debt.
Up
Two,
to your ear holes.
good luck getting out of that debt because you get
Bernie Sanders, save us.
what are you gonna? How are you gonna get how are you gonna get a paying job with creative writing? I mean, the best thing you can do is
Podcasts.
journalism.
That's
Journalism.
journalism, which is all fucked
Or
nowadays.
Write a
so.
fucking best-selling novel.
To add,
No, by the not one, like 12.
to add a little bit to my exposition, the idea that having a degree elevating you above someone who doesn't have a degree is inherently wrong, because the person who doesn't have the degree might actually be more educated on the subject than you, just doesn't have the piece of paper to show
Yeah.
anyone else. Like, hey, I got a degree. Hey, I got a degree. I'm about to have a degree, and I could give two fucks about it because it doesn't mean anything. Because I have a skill.
Yeah.
Not a piece of paper. Not an imaginary object.
Well, that piece of paper is supposed to represent your knowledge of a
It's an
skill.
imaginary object.
It is, and the idea behind it is that whoever got the degree supposedly put in the time, put in the effort, gained the knowledge.
Okay.
But
So
that's not always the case.
I've used this kind of a fun little phrase on the show before, if you and I are in medical school and we both graduate, but I graduate top of the class and you do just enough to skate by,
Well, that's what
what
I
are
was
we
just
both?
saying. That's
Both
just
doctors.
That's what
That's
I just said.
bullshit.
Yeah. There are people who can just skate by, and there are people that actually put in the time.
But because
effort.
you have that piece of paper, you're more important to society than I am.
To be honest, I wouldn't let somebody operate on me if they didn't have a medical degree of any kind.
No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have.
I've been doing this in my basement for a while.
You shouldn't have the training.
Yeah.
But because you're a doctor does not make you more important to society than me. Or you.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And just because you did enough to skate by a medical school realistically means that you're a piece of shit because you don't really care about what you're doing. But because you have that medical degree to then do your residency and your internship and all that bullshit.
That's really hard nowadays, though. To be
yeah.
honest.
No, it is.
I don't think anybody can just skate by with that.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, it
Go
takes
to any
like quite a
doctor in
lot of
Lafayette
work.
and then you'll see what I'm talking about. But
Fairfield doctor, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
He graduated bottom of the class.
so it's just it's frustrating because of the culture that we have
It's been indoctrinated since the 50s.
for education.
Since the 50s, it's been indoctrinated.
It's
so,
just dumb.
Yeah, well, that's how they want you to perceive.
You're
society.
only a valuable member of society if you have a college degree. But you can't get a job with that college degree that you have, and now you're a shit ton
lot
of
of
debt,
that's
so now we
changed.
control you.
Like the last 5 to 10 years, I think people are becoming a lot more woke in the
I think it is
subject.
changing a little bit,
I mean,
depending on the job.
yeah,
and what-
like a
what you're
lot
applying
more
for.
people are like, I don't need a college degree for this, or I don't need a college degree. I'll just go work.
And then the people who are getting into the upper management nowadays, or are us, and they will see that and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I mean, if you can plead your case, but yeah, I've worked in this industry for 15 years. I just didn't go to college, so they'll give you a break sometimes." But
Yeah,
I mean, if I was looking at if two resumes are next to me, and the guy had 8 years of master's degree in some certain thing I'm hiring for, and the other guy had 15 years experience, I'd probably try to go with the guy with 15 years experience, depending on how the interview went. But it's just weird how it all works out now.
The whole interview process is bullshit too.
Because you need that though. Like you just can't hire somebody based off their credentials. You
Right.
gotta know who they are.
Right, but you can't hire someone based just on their social interaction either.
Well, that's true, but you have to.
Both sides of the
vet
coin,
people
my
out.
man. It's both sides of the
You
coin.
have to vet your applicants out somehow. And I mean, there's companies that will do weird things like a workshop and see how you work with people and stuff like that, and see your skills. But
The point that I'm trying to make is
I
that
think SAA does that still, doesn't they? They have like this huge thing they have to go through to see if you're.
I could not tell you. I can tell you what I went through. I can tell you that they don't do what I went through anymore.
Then they have this line you have to go on and assemble something, or you have a set of nuts and bolts. You have to put them in something.
out of the 3 people in the room, I'm the last one to go through it. So I mean, I could accurately.
What they do?
So
That was 2 years ago.
yeah,
That was an entry level position though, right? It wasn't a
Yeah.
highly skilled job.
Associate.
Yeah.
I mean,
CTI
So they
temporary
just
associate.
didn't want a complete idiot being in there, pretty much, right?
So what I went through a written test, which was just watching a bunch of videos.
Mhm.
I slept through all mine and still passed
Yeah, dude, it's just
because I did it. The one that you went
part's
through, I
common
went
sense.
through too.
And then there's math and reading comprehension stuff, and it's not about exactly getting the right answer, you don't need to spend a lot of time because all the answers are right in front of you.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of taking what they give you and the answer and figuring out which one's the answer. So it's all comprehension. So that's the written part. Next, then if you pass that part, which you do, and that's mostly just a gauging where you're going to be placed type test.
Mhm. I did the same thing kind of for Fairfield a little bit.
Well, then they have a physical test. There's
Mhm.
2 of them.
We never did that.
Huh?
We never did that.
Okay. Well, the first one is a weight test. You have several different sizes of weights and a grid and a piece of paper or a binder that has instructions, one instruction per page. The instruction says, hey, put this colored weight in this location on the grid. You have to exhibit proper lifting technique and following instructions. It's cake. It's absolute cake. They give you an hour to do it. You usually finish half hour to 45 minutes in.
Okay.
Second test, it's a door simulation test. You have several bolts and wiring connections, and you gotta make every connection that the page tells you, and then mark which connections you didn't make. There are, I think, 6 sets. If you didn't make at least 5 of those sets, you did not pass.
So you're just out completely at the whole process?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have an hour to do that. I finished my hour. I was literally turning my page to the last set when the hour was up.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you didn't make it?
I did make it.
You
I'm
did.
still there.
Okay.
Going on 8 years now.
Yep, I did that and then
Almost got your
turned it down.
tenure. Did I say?
But the most recent one is it's basically like high school. You go to class for a couple days, and then you tour each department of the facility, and then in each of those facilities, you do a little bit of hands-on training. So, in trim shop, you got to shoot bolts. In engine shop, you don't do anything. In paint shop, you shoot sealer.
Or sand a lot of stuff.
Well, we didn't sand anything. We just shot sealer.
Well, I mean, not us, but like throughout the rest of the paint shop.
Well, no, I'm just talking about what you go through as the applicant.
Oh, okay.
And then stamping, you just watch, basically.
Oh.
So, and then you gotta take some tests, and you basically take a test in each area to see if you qualify for that area or not, and then they say that you get assigned randomly, and the tests that you take barely decide what position you get. I can't say. But that's why they're building a whole new training facility.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that you're talking about, like they have a miniature line set up with Legos, but we didn't do any of that shit when I was there.
Oh.
And I can't even tell you what it is now.
That's why they're building the really expensive training facility
Oh.
out in front of SIA currently.
I've never done the assembly type job like that.
Me either.
The closest I got to was Fairfield, but like it was really cool because they don't do this anymore. As I learned like through an apprenticeship there, where you wouldn't call it apprenticeship, but it was like I was with one guy that did all the machining, and he showed me everything that like he taught me how to machine when I was there, and I was with him for like 6 weeks, and then I went to the second shift because I was in school, and then I got put on my own to run the machines. It was fun. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like being inside.
Yeah.
And Fairfield was just so smoggy, it wrecked my asthma. I have asthma pretty bad, so I never have flare-ups or anything. Like I was in a CPAP machine. I was like 1 or 2 years old for a long time. Yeah, I never had asthma that bad until I was in there, and I was at 230 pounds, and I worked out every single day, and in there it just wrecked me. I don't know what it was. It was like you couldn't see down the hallway because it was so smoggy. There was like thousands of machines cutting metal with oil. So yeah, that's where I lost my CDL because I couldn't pass it for the asthma test. Huh. It's pretty insane. But yeah, I think I get off topic here. I mean, what we're talking about. I think we're talking about degrees, but
We're just talking about random shit, my man. Just random shit.
Honestly. So something happened over the weekend.
what's up?
The whole Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
All I know is he was murdered and they tried to cover it up.
All I know is a week ago, every person in America hated each other, and then Saturday happens, and all of a sudden, everybody that hated each other is like, "I still hate you, but we also both hate the Clintons."
I feel ashamed to share the name of Clinton with them.
Yeah.
Good thing I wasn't named after Bill Clinton. So I was named after Clinton, Indiana. Very small town out of nowhere.
I've never heard of it.
It's like back toward Crawfordsville. There's 45. Yeah, it's
Okay.
far. There's nothing known there. Yeah, not Clinton County, because that would be a shameful too. That's Frankfurt. Just as shameful as Bill
Oh
Clinton.
man, my wife's from Clinton County. So
There's nothing wrong with Frankfurt. It's actually becoming
Tyler,
a better place. So.
fill us in on this whole Epstein
Are you
subject.
the expert?
I don't know that I would consider myself the expert.
Well, it's funny because you've mentioned early on in this show, not this episode, but this show, and several times throughout that Bill Clinton goes to this island in the Caribbean and fucks 12-year-old girls.
Mhm.
All of a sudden,
You're right.
It's in the media now. It's in the mainstream
Mainstream.
media.
Yeah.
All you see on
This
Facebook.
thing you've been talking about for damn near 2 years.
I've been talking about this shit for about 5 years.
I mean, on the show.
Right, but like, so this is a bittersweet moment for me because
Yeah.
to know that it's true. but
well, I've
this
known it was
happened.
true the whole time. What's really sad is it's fucked up because like I've talked about this on the internet here lately, like when Epstein was arrested, and you know,
should change the name to Epstein. Elizabeth.
I've had people comment and say stuff like, on one of Nick Maxon's posts here recently, I commented something, you know, it's really sad that people like myself have been talking about this shit for years, and there are still citizens defending these politicians that are constantly doing vile and evil shit.
Oh yeah.
You should never, ever in your fucking lifetime defend a politician.
I don't defend any politician.
You should not. No one should.
I don't give a shit.
They do not give a fuck about you. And if you have kids, they'll fuck them, apparently.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
So the problem is,
Fuck
a
up
good
here.
example, this individual that I don't know replies to one of my comments on Nick's post and says, hey, this guy's fucking jealous that Epstein didn't pick him.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck?
And I said,
That's messed up.
and I said, what a fucking dumb statement,
Do you remember the
man.
name?
I'll just pull it up.
I can think of maybe a few people that would say some dumb
So
shit
like
that.
I get fucking being a troll, like I get it.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's hilarious. I remember 2010. It's fucking great. It's great. Let me get some raisin face and some fucking let me log into meme base real quick and I'll retort with something hilarious.
Yeah.
But like
That's just a fucked up statement.
all you people, all you motherfuckers out there that said Alex Jones is nuts. The motherfucker's not nuts.
He still is fucking nuts.
He's still
He is
nuts.
still is nuts, but,
I mean,
but he's not wrong.
He straight up said, I'm kind of retarded.
But he's not wrong.
He's just a little over the edge. But
Yeah, I mean, he's playing a character. That's what he does.
Yeah, and they shut him down.
So, basically, Hillary Clinton... let's just go through the laundry list of stuff real quick. The big three.
We're probably going to get a hit placed on us
That's fine.
this second.
Come and take it. There's a Gadsden flag hanging in my house. Come and get me. But anyway, so let's start with Hillary, or Killary, if you will.
Hillary.
She knowingly abandoned American citizens in a foreign nation and let them die, and then just no big deal. That's a problem.
So just so you know, you're totally unbiased between Republican and Democrat right now. You're just saying the facts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I like that. I don't like being on one side of the fence. Just stating the facts.
I am I lean more conservative for certain things. I lean heavily liberal for a lot of things.
That's kind of how
I
feel
am
too.
political wise. I envision myself as true neutral because I want all politicians to die.
None
All
of them are really good.
kill them all. Spartacus. What did Spartacus say? Kill them all.
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
He did, didn't they?
Yep.
I have Spartacus on beta.
No, fuck.
The original Spartacus.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you're telling me right now that you have a copy of fucking Andy Whitfield's Glorious
No.
Buns on beta
What I
tape?
have the original movie is based off of.
Yes, okay, thank you.
2 copies.
So, she abandoned American citizens. They died. Blah blah blah. A fucking politician died over there. You would think that would be enough cause to say, hey, we should probably send them a little bit of support so they don't all die. Nope, not enough. She.
Benghazi.
Yeah, that's what I'm referencing.
I never really looked up Benghazi that much, but I know that she. It was her that did that.
Her and
basically?
Obama both.
Okay.
So.
Collusion.
Yeah, collusion.
Collusion.
She also, like, is in.
She just looks evil.
What's the word? When someone, like, if I know that you murdered somebody, but I don't assist you in it, what's the fucking word? Anyway.
You're part of it somehow?
Yeah, I'm part of it. So she knows that fucking old Bill.
Conspiracy.
No, it's not that. Oh, well, yeah, okay. She's basically conspiracy.
A cohort of some kind.
Yeah. To fucking numerous sex crimes.
There is a word, I can't think of it either.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
but I just, the word is escaping
Conspirer, no.
me. I can't
Conspirator.
remember.
It starts with a fucking C, I know that.
I don't think it's conspirator, though. Anyway.
Cunt.
Yes, she is a cunt. So she sabotages her own election. The Democratic Party made the biggest mistake of the entire history of the Democratic Party by nominating her as the fucking Democratic nominee. You don't pick fucking Hillary Clinton. Because she murders people on her own staff. Like, okay.
I mean, how many people from the whole Whitewater scandal fucking died?
A couple. You know,
Yeah.
I don't remember their names off the top of my head, which is sad.
They probably didn't take the money.
But then, thank you.
Just saying.
But then for years, old Bill is getting on fucking Epstein's jets, getting sucked by an underage girl on his way to the fucking Caribbean, getting off the jet, going to these fucking sex, like, getaways with teenage girls because they're not American.
Have you seen The Island? Have you seen the pictures of the
No,
island?
I don't even know the
In
backstory of
the
Epstein.
sanctuary.
Yeah.
I don't even know that. I don't know anything about it.
Pull it up for Clint, at least.
there-
You don't
so
necessarily
there's
have to
an
show it for
island?
the live stream.
So Epstein was one of the sex traffickers, though, right?
Absolutely. Or
So-
at least an accomplice to
Okay.
it.
That's the word, accomplice. That's what I was trying to think of.
Wow. We
Yes.
did it. We did it together as a team.
Yes. So he was an accomplice that was murdered off.
So Clinton has been doing this for years, and just to my knowledge, you know, the last 7 or 8 years.
Oh, Island Temple.
Yeah.
It's the temple.
Where's it at?
It's in the Caribbean.
I'm pretty sure it's
St.
in the-
James Island.
Yeah, it's the Virgin Islands.
Little St. James Island.
Yeah,
Isn't the Virgin Islands technically United States?
part of it is.
Okay.
It's a city-state?
This is cut.com. What we know about Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. More than 2 decades ago, Little St. James Island, a small part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, began to change in ways that the locals on neighboring islands regarded with suspicion. Plants were cleared, poles bearing American flags went up, security guards lined the beaches. These transformations, according to Associated Press, happened when the island was bought by accused child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, who was found dead by apparent suicide in his prison cell on August 10th. The island has, over the years, gained a handful of sinister nicknames: Orgy Island, Pedophile Island, and Island of Sin.
Okay, can I pause you for a second?
Nickname Little St. Jeff's.
Okay. An island does not get those fucking nicknames for no reason.
I don't think so.
If Bill Clinton
Nope.
if Bill Clinton is totally innocent of this, okay, let's just play devil's advocate for a second and say that he is. There are foreign dignitaries, fucking foreign royalty, our own politicians, celebrities. People are going to this fucking island and having sex with children.
That's kind of messed up.
And we, as an American people, continue to suckle from their fucking teat and defend them. And it is fucking sickening.
And pay them money for their campaigns.
Yeah!
There were photos of topless women everywhere, contractor Steve Scully told ABC News, on his desk, in his
Contractor.
office, in his bedroom.
He's next.
There's also what appears to be a mysterious blue-striped temple, according to Insider, which investigated the structure. It previously featured a gold dome that flew off in 2017 when the hurricanes Irma and Maria devastated the region. While the purpose of the temple is unknown, one possibility is that it had served as a place for the classically trained Epstein to practice piano. Workers described it as a music room with acoustic walls and a
I was
grand
wondering,
piano
what
inside.
did Epstein do to be able to afford an island? What was his thing?
That was
What
where he
his
lived.
background? Like, what? How did he afford an island?
He's like some kind of financer, like campaign financer or something.
Oh, okay.
Don't
I know-
quote me on that.
I know
but-
he was like in politics because I think Trump said like, yeah, I knew Jeff Epstein was a good guy, something like that. So like, he must have been in with him somehow.
Conspiracy was the word.
Yeah,
was
conspiracy
looking
theorists have suggested that the temple was either a secluded setting for Epstein's abuse or that it concealed a hidden underground location for the same purpose.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, James Both. A
So why,
contractor-
as the U.S., have we not gone over there just to see what for ourselves?
currently it's being investigated, which just means it's being wiped the fuck clean.
Yep.
I'm sure it has been, with how long was he in jail for?
Back in 2008, he took a plea deal, which marked him as a registered sex offender, but he only served 13 months, in which he only had to go to jail at night.
Oh, because he's a politician.
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome. And then he went back to his island afterward.
Yep. So
And as the politicians and upper people in America, they're just like, this is okay. They didn't like go and try to like raid the island beforehand, even after
No,
they.
why
No,
would you?
because then they can
arrested
go
him.
and fuck little girls there.
yes, or little boys,
Or boys.
So that's
or fucking animals.
it's really messed up that nothing's ever happened there until just now. When something.
Well,
What's the most recent thing? Like, why was he in jail this time? Like, what's the deal? How did he end up there again? I'm
don't
out of the
remember.
loop.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Because he was in jail, and then all of a
The-
sudden
the-
he's on suicide watch, and then
all of a sudden he
24
died.
hours before his suicide, he is taken off of suicide watch mysteriously.
And
Well, he
died.
wasn't taken off.
No, he was.
No, he was not.
Was he about to testify against the Clintons? Or
Yes,
something?
he was
Okay.
about to testify in general.
Okay. So that's
He
the
was
reason why he
on
died.
suicide watch, murdered while on suicide watch.
I saw that he was taken off of suicide watch just out of the blue 24 hours before his death.
Well, you read a write up from somebody that
Okay. Well,
is
either
using
way,
that
he's
to
fucking
justify
dead.
that he was taken off of suicide watch.
Either way, he was supposed to testify, and he's fucking dead.
Yep. So all that information's gone
Which
now,
happens quite a bit in the Democratic Party.
especially when the Clintons are
Or in
involved.
the Republican Party happens quite a bit too.
It happens a lot in politics.
In politics in general.
So the problem,
That's the easiest way to shut someone up. Look back
you
at
know,
like ancient Rome
fucking
times.
kids is a problem, and obviously, that goes without saying. But all these people that you worship, and I'm talking to the American people here, you worship as gods. These our politicians are fucking little kids,
They promise you the world.
and you're okay with it. They are fucking little kids, and you are their slaves. And people like just regular fucking people like myself say, "Hey, Bill Clinton fucks people or fucks little kids." And the American people's response is, "No, we love Bill Clinton. He's a good guy. He just likes BJ's in the Oval Office. Leave him alone."
And saxophone.
He's fucking little kids. He's been fucking little kids since he was fucking little kids in Arkansas.
Was he accused of that?
I don't know, but he's from Arkansas. And if he's fucking little kids now, he was fucking them then. Because you're not fucking Hillary Clinton. That's probably why he's fucking little kids.
Why was she?
Look at
Hey,
that thing!
She's probably fucking little boys.
Yeah. Or little animals. Baby goats.
Okay, that's too far.
I don't think she's fucking anything.
Why? You don't think she's fucking a baby goat?
I don't think anything wants to fuck her.
I don't think it has a choice.
I mean, you're not
Probably
wrong.
doesn't have a choice. Fuck or die.
She's fucking them and then they're dying like praying mantises.
This has got off
She
topic.
eats them.
No, it's very on topic, Clint.
It's just,
This
it's...
is where we go.
Man, I gotta... This is where it gets so frustrating for me because it's like,
This is where we're united against this one front now.
but we're not.
We never
Because
will be.
the politicians, the people in control, are still playing the puppet game.
Yeah, they always have.
If they did not want us to know that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered or committed suicide, we would not know about it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we would not know about this if someone didn't say something.
Someone has an agenda somewhere and is letting this play out in a very particular way, and it's only going to play out a very particular way. And as long as we have the government that we have, it will continue to play out that way. We do not have control. You do not have control over your life. You do not. And you will not. For the rest of your life, until you die, you will not have control over it.
I mean, you have control of the little things you can do, but
Like what?
the grand scheme of things, like how much you're paid and what you're allowed to do.
So if you are...
We have just enough freedoms right now that we're not rioting.
Well, I mean...
Like, it's good. We have just enough freedoms that we're not rioting. We're basically at the verge of a civil war.
Socioeconomic collapse?
That and like a civil war, like between the two parties, like it might happen. You never know.
Which will be awful.
We're that divided right now. It's kind of crazy.
Which will be awful. But also glorious.
Oh, glorious.
It will.
Big Dwight Schrute, we need another civil war. Or no, we need another war. Or plague. He said plague.
Well, okay. Let me go through. Like, you've heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
No.
You have. I'm 100% positive you have.
Okay.
You just don't recognize the Maslow part. So, like, the United States hierarchy of needs right now is total governmental collapse. That should be, or I'm sorry, the Earth's hierarchy of needs right now should be the extinction of man at the top. Number 2, total and complete collapse of the United States government at number 2. Number 3, unification of people in the world. Because you can't get to number 3 unless 1 or 2 happen. If 1 is starting to happen, everyone's going to come together and then try and fight it, and then we're all going to go extinct. If number 2 happens, the rest of the world's going to say, yeah, they're either going to figure their shit out or they're not, but we kind of need to band together because now they're out of the picture. Number 3, and then I would say number 4 is environmental concerns. Number 5, the Big Mac.
Big Mac.
The Big Mac. Something.
I would say the environmental concerns goes hand in hand with the extinction of man.
Well, the environmental concerns directly go hand in hand with 1 and 2.
Okay.
Because, I mean, other than China and Africa and South America, who's fucking the planet the most? China is fucking the planet the most.
Yes, but you also have to look at where they were in such a shitty state of economy and everything that they're just not getting caught up.
Right.
And they're actually producing more, like, solar panels and shit like that than anybody combined in the world.
But they're also still dumping...
They're also still doing that.
Like,
yes.
millions upon millions to the 10th power pounds of trash in the ocean per day, more than every other nation on Earth combined.
Yes, but we used to do that back in the day, too.
We did, but we don't.
Yeah.
So...
True. They were like centuries behind us. Like if you look back at this Chinese like history, like back in the 50s they had fucking communes. It's insane. They're just now getting out of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about it the other day. I was like, I never even knew that even happened. Like the government just like shut down to go to commune mode where no one had rights and you had to work for your commune to be able to, and then people would die to death from starvation and stuff like that. It was freaking nuts.
Yeah, communism is fucked up.
It was like one of the top 5 places to be alive would be the shittiest. It was like during that and World War I trench warfare. And I think another one was like in pre-Russia times.
Literally anywhere in
like,
Africa other than South Africa would be
during the Black
1,
Plague
2.
was like number 5. So
yeah.
So that sucks. And they're just now getting out of that shit. That's kind of crazy.
So the long-winded point that I'm trying to get to is not gloating because I'm correct, because obviously I'm correct about something that is awful. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? Possibly. He very well could have.
Yeah.
That's fine. Did he do it of his own volition? Absolutely not. He was given an ultimatum. You kill yourself right now, and you will not have X amount of years of torment for the rest of your days. Take the easy way out. No brainer. I am not going to be tortured for the rest of my life by people that are very good at it.
Ooh, yeah, that would suck.
Not going to do it.
In complete isolation, nobody even knows you're there.
Exactly. You pick the easy way out. Hands down, no brainer. You got a lot of very powerful people about to be exposed by a very powerful man. That's testimony will carry a lot of weight, especially for people like us, regular people. You're going to off it because you cannot let those words come out of his mouth. Anything that has not already came out of his mouth, you cannot let it escalate. You cannot let anything else go past the dam.
I think it goes back to the thing, why would they, how do we know that he actually killed himself then? Like, who let the news out for that?
Yep.
How'd that become mass media?
I mean, somebody in the prison, if you're going to take it at face value, somebody in the prison said something to somebody immediately.
Yeah.
You know?
So they have the power to shut everyone up in
Yep.
that prison. Like, they have the money to do that.
Okay. So
somebody either went, fuck yeah, I'll take the money and still do it, just for my integrity, or something happens. So, like you said,
Either
they might
want you to know,
if they want you to know.
if they don't want you to know, you're not going to know about it.
Yeah.
So,
but is this a case of did the media find out on without?
Now we're getting to Alex Jones territory.
yes.
Yeah, like this is where it gets really.
Like I said, you should change the title to Epstein.
You have.
You should do that. I mean, you should.
The point about me bringing up the Alex Jones shit is just because something that someone says seems crazy or what's the word? Not in the norms does not necessarily mean that they're fucking nuts and it's wrong. Is Alex Jones nuts? Yes, we're all in agreement of that.
He's fanatical, but he has some things that are.
Is he now 2 for 2? Yes! Did you see the video that I shared the other day of okay, so he released a video from InfoWars of just him going like this. Like no words at all. Just him.
Didn't he get shut down off YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter,
Apple.
His own website, basically now.
Yeah. So on his website, it was just a video of him like, "Hey, you fucks! Tried to tell you, fucking little kids. You got me removed from all your shit because you didn't like what I had to say. Hope you like fucking kids."
He was inciting a lot of violence. To be fair.
Okay. If he was inciting violence against Bill Clinton, would it be okay if he's fucking kids? It should be. Blaine, if you were fucking kids, I would not be sitting in this room with you right now.
I would hope not.
I would not associate with you. I would not let other people I know associate with you. I would make my number one goal in life to ruin yours.
That's fair.
Sometimes you gotta incite a little violence.
Yeah. But the way he was inciting violence was his fan base was going up to people that apparently
that's not his fault. He's not controlling them. He's not pulling the puppet strings.
You could say the same about Trump then.
Well, I mean, yeah, but what Trump is doing is he's what's the word? He's taking advantage of people who are uneducated, who are in areas where people are historically uneducated. And then you also have people in the field inciting that violence. So if you are uneducated about something, I can manipulate you any way that I want. But if I'm standing next to you, I have that much more power.
That's
so
true.
If you're uneducated and you buy into the doctrine that I have, that's on you. That's not on me. That's on you. You chose to listen to what I have to say.
That's going back to the podcast cultists.
Mm-hmm. But
absolutely,
if I'm standing right next to you, holding your hand, saying, "I'll show you the way. I'll beat these people with a stick," you, being the uneducated person, are going to see me, and then fucking pack tactics are going to take in, and you're going to say, "You know what? I'm going to pick me up a stick, and I'm going to hit that motherfucker too."
Yeah.
I'm not defending Trump. Do not misunderstand what I'm saying.
No.
The blame is on all of us, not just one person. Trump doesn't make me do bad shit.
No.
I'm uneducated. I don't have a college degree. I'm a dumb fuck, according to some people.
But the fact that he's just taking advantage of this, or whoever is influencing Trump is influencing him to take advantage of this. It's all a campaign tactic.
He has the right people in the right places.
Yes.
Boots on the ground.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you can't directly blame Trump, but at the same time, it's like he's calling the shots. He's the president of the United States of America. So he's in a position where people are or should take his word.
Everything that Trump is doing right now is our fault. It's 100% our fault.
Yeah, we put him there.
Well, we specifically did not put him there.
No, we didn't. I didn't vote.
I voted, but I didn't vote for him. So you did put him there.
I mean, technically, yeah. By inaction, yeah.
And then you go back to, is the actual voting system working?
No.
I figure you'd be the person that would be like, voting does not work. Would you be someone like that would agree with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's tough because if you go...
Computer systems are very easily manipulated.
If you go Alex Jones with it, which I tend to do with a lot of things, the people that are that they want to sit in that chair are going to sit in that chair. It doesn't matter their party alignment. They're going to sit there.
You can manipulate anything.
Yes.
Computer-based. Even, ballot-based.
But at the same time, like, you're an American citizen. Like, it doesn't matter if your vote matters or not. It's your constitutional right and expectation on fucking voting day,
To vote.
on election day,
I voted.
to go fucking vote. And if you don't vote, don't bitch.
Ooh.
Which is not necessarily true, because there's a caveat to that. If you have a tyrannical fucking person in office, then you should bitch about
I mean, I voted
Yeah.
Libertarian. It's just me.
I did too.
You guys went Gary Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Even though Gary Johnson's a fucking crazy motherfucker.
He is a nutso.
Crazy motherfucker.
He's a crazy
but
dude.
I couldn't vote for Trump or Hillary. I couldn't.
No!
I couldn't do either one. I could.
And that's what I was
I wanted
trying
to
to
vote.
tell people. Despite the fact that I knew for a fact I wasn't going to vote at all, I was trying to tell people,
Would
you
have been better
don't have
if Gary
to vote.
Johnson was into office. I don't know.
Yes.
This like
It would have made
the
waves.
state of difference we're in.
It
right
would have,
now.
because a non-Republican or Democrat, like, we have a two-party system, despite the fact that there are other parties.
Mhm.
We have a two-party system. Like, the only two parties that ever get any notice are the Republicans and the Democrats.
And
Libertarians are there. The Green Party is there.
It's crazy though, when this was like that Joe Rogan podcast with Bernie Sanders. Like they gave him like 20 fucking seconds on TV.
Yeah.
To state their claim of whatever they're going to do, and then they
Or
cut 'em off.
respond.
Yeah, it's just crazy how they
12
they don't give a
seconds.
shit. They don't give a fuck. There's all
They
it's
said
all for
12
media. So, and how like other countries will block out hour or 2 hours for that one congressional, not congressional, but like the delegate.
The debate.
Yeah, the debate. Well, they'll do it for one guy. Like, okay, so the Democratic Party clicked, they did Bernie Sanders. They give him an hour on TV, just him, to tell about what he's going to do. Now we have it where we're doing 12-second responses.
So
they want us to make a decision based off that.
So to add a little more to that, I don't know if you guys saw it, but a couple days ago, Joe Biden did a press conference.
He said something about white kids.
Yeah, so
Oh
where
my
he
God.
Howard Deaned his campaign, which is sad because
I'm glad you used that phrase.
he will still he will still fucking be one of
Oh
the
my
dudes
God.
that's like he'll still be holding his torch on the island
Yeah,
when it comes time for the last
yeah,
couple.
he will.
But he said
He's a
that
safe bet for the
he said
Democratic
that poor
convention,
kids deserve the same benefits basically that white kids do.
which inadvertently is saying poor kids are not white.
Yes. And if you watch the entirety of the video, he says that, and then you see the light bulb fucking trip in his mind.
I watched.
And then he says, and Asian, and Hispanic, and black, and, then he goes through the whole spiel.
Spectrum.
He tried to course correct.
But at the same
But
time,
he
you're
made
still
the
saying that
mistake.
white
It's too
people
late.
are
Yes.
the top tier.
Yep.
Like, you're saying white people
Now,
are
if
supreme.
Trump said that, nobody would blink a fucking eye.
Right.
And he does that on a daily fucking basis.
Right.
Yep.
It's pretty bad, but
Continue this conversation. I need to evacuate.
you're the heart and soul of this.
Keep it going.
Alex
You
Jones
are,
Jr.
you are the current in the river.
Yeah, you see like all these.
Yeah, I'm
Can you give
I'm
a-
saying all these different, like, metaphors for flowing things because you have to pee.
Yeah, I'm going to piss.
Yeah, it's the same thing. If Trump says it, it's okay because he has fanatical followers, which I can't say very much because I live in a country or I live in a county where it's. I mean, we have like 34,000 people in Montgomery County, which what's the population of Lafayette, like 100,000,
Like
150,000.
170,000, I think.
Yeah, you guys.
170,000,
So,
Tyler
yes.
says from the pisser.
So everyone out there, obviously is a Trump supporter because you want to be with your neighbor and be with them.
I was
There's
actually
very, very little left-wing people in
Yeah.
my county. I'm probably one of the very few.
I actually come from a family of Democrats. Or at least they ran Democrat locally. But they probably.
I never grew up in politics, so I don't know what my parents stand.
My grandmother, and when I was in first grade, my grandmother ran for county treasurer, and then my grandpa, and when I was in second grade or third, ran for Carroll County councilman.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I told Nicole when I moved to Crawfordsville one day I'll be the mayor. But I doubt that ever happened. But
a
I don't know how hard that would be.
guy that graduated a year ahead of me is now mayor of Delphi.
See, yeah.
And,
Was that comedian that's like a mayor of a random town like Oklahoma or something?
Oh shit, I don't know.
There's a comedian out there. He's
Kane from WWE. He became a mayor of the town in Texas, I think, or somewhere.
Media made him just like Trump. I mean, he was a public figure already, so it wasn't that hard to get him off the ground. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you think about you would be a mayor one day. If you want to be a mayor one day, you just need to be like in mainstream television at first, or you need to have like your own platform on YouTube or even like podcast. Like
My career goal or my career path before I graduated and then dropped out of college was I was going to be a politician.
Ooh.
That's what I wanted to be for a long time.
I think you can stand on the podium and just rant.
Well, I'm pretty good at that.
Where?
Maybe a little bit more Mein Kampf without the genocide.
Take down Rorschach. Put McLaughlin in.
Yeah. I mean...
Is Rorschach still mayor here?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's been mayor for like 15 years.
Yep.
He's been mayor for a long time. Am I going to eventually pursue politics? Probably. In some capacity.
Are you gonna drain the swamp?
Have you guys ever even...
No, because you can't fucking drain the swamp. The swamp is full of fucking swamp.
Didn't Rorschach like sell out to all the people in Chicago?
Yes.
I mean, why is he still in office?
Because who else are you gonna pick?
Exactly. Run. I'll be your campaign manager.
Okay.
I'm
I want
serious.
Blaine to be my orderly.
Okay.
You gotta bring me coffee whenever I say.
If it pays well.
I mean, being a mayor
Notoriety.
does not pay well.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure Rorschach has his own cabinet of people. He's got to. If he's been in the office this fucking long, unless he's just there's gotta be like somebody that's went against him in the past.
Well, I'm sure.
I mean, on the ballot, there's gotta be another guy.
There are people that have ran
And
against
nowadays,
him.
it shouldn't be hard at all because you have mass media like podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, of all places you can run your campaign on, and it wouldn't be that hard.
Right.
And then just get a sign company to make you 1,000 signs. Put it on people's. Just do it. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make you do
I
something.
mean, if you can pay me more than Subaru.
What?
I
I'm guaranteed I'll pay more than Subaru. It's politics.
I mean, yeah.
We can make a couple crooked
You could
deals.
do it on like $3,000.
I said earlier
Which
that
is
I
like-
would take $2,500 from some dude want me to review this microphone.
I think it should be done.
I mean,
Get a millennial in there.
all you.
How old is Rorschach? Like fucking 60?
No.
Like, he's got to be old as fuck.
He's not that old.
I don't know.
I know Mayor
Can't tell
Todd
ya.
Barton in Crawfordsville has been there fucking forever, but he just
Mayor of Frankfurt's been there for quite a while.
he just did
was
this
really-
retarded thing where he increased residential taxes by like twofold and then decreased commercial taxes by half. That's how he made it work, and it fucked a lot of people out there. And he's still mayor, so people still vote for him. There's no opposition out there, so I'm like, yeah, I'll become mayor, Crawfordsville. Hey, you missed that whole part, didn't you? I was like,
No, I was listening.
like one day I wanted to be mayor of Crawfordsville. My wife said, "You're crazy. Watch me."
Just do it.
You gotta start small.
Can I be your vice mayor?
You can either start small or go straight for the fucking mayor seat. Doug Dimmadome.
So my friend Shane is the mayor of Delphi. Shane Evans.
See, he can help you.
From what I've seen, I think he's done a fantastic job. Delphi looks fucking beautiful.
There's also a very young mayor in
Yeah.
Frankfurt right now, but he fucked the entire economy out there. He put him in debt. He put him in debt like a buckload.
Cannot
Built
comment.
all this shit.
Cannot comment.
That's all I've heard.
Same shit with Delphi. He took a bunch of contracts. The government, the Indiana state government, gave Delphi, Indiana, X amount of money to rejuvenate their downtown. Downtown looks fucking beautiful. There are several new businesses down there where it was dead years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Everyone's probably going against him because he spent money.
See, I mean, it was a nightmare while it was happening because that's like the center of Delphi.
Delphi
like
is not very big. I mean,
no, it's
you
not.
got
It's not
Indiana
giant.
Packers out there. That's probably it.
It's not giant. It used to have Anderson's, Globe Valve. It used to have Globe Valve back in the 90s.
And like these small rural towns, they rely on corporation money.
Yep. So when all those went out, except for Packers and Andersons, the city started dying. Now downtown is, like I said, it's one, it looks beautiful. Two, there are several businesses where there used to be several empty lots around the courthouse corner or square, and I'll go to lunch with my dad about every other Sunday, and he'll tell me like if we ever get on the subject of Mayor Shane Evans, he'll tell me like I can't wait for him to be out of there, and people of Delphi are not a big fan of him. I'm like, why? Delphi's fucking flourishing right now.
Right?
Like,
they all have this mindset.
People are out. I see people out and about in Delphi. Whereas before, I would just see like the same like fucking trailer trash sitting on the courthouse corner.
Is it because is he like a blue?
Hmm?
Is he blue? Is he Democratic or something? Is that
No, I think my dad's more conservative.
No, is Shane.
Oh, Shane? I don't know where he lies.
Because the thing would be going under the ruse of a Republican nominee and then doing Democratic things.
I don't.
Because you would never get elected out there if you were Democratic, or even a Delphi probably. They'd be like, well, nowadays it would never happen.
Again, like I said, both of my grandparents ran blue.
Yeah.
They were both Democratic candidates. Both of them lost.
Trump. Yeah.
But that was back in the.
I have views
90s.
on both. I mean, there's things that you should take for both parties and do, and shouldn't be an ultimatum on one thing or another. So, I agree with a lot of Republican views and a lot of Democratic views. I mean, I went to school for
same.
Alternative energy, and a lot of Democrats think that's retarded. And I mean, you could see, like, if you look at it in dollar standpoint, I guess you could say that, but you're not looking in dollar standpoint. You're looking in advancing the future. So. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't like that. And
it's starting to become a lot more viable.
Yeah, I mean it's down in price. There's shit's more. It's more affordable.
We're finally crossing that threshold of it's better.
Yeah. Especially with all these coal mines shutting down, and how Trump's like, I'm gonna get the coal jobs back, and he's gotten like 200 back.
Clean coal.
Clean coal doesn't exist. Unless you have scrubbers, and those they usually work that well. But you go back to China, like they're burning coal. Why can't we? And that's a shitty point to look at.
Yeah.
That's just like, he's doing meth. Why can't I fucking do meth? Like, yeah, obviously it's bad. That's why we don't do it. Like, come on, we're more advanced than them. And Jesus Christ, but yeah.
Yeah.
What's that one thing where someone's like, why is Narcan free, but my insulin costs $7? Like, we shouldn't be against each other on that. This should be, we're helping each other out. Like, come on.
Yeah. But to be fair, up in Canada, insulin's 10% of the cost that it is here.
Yeah, so we go back to Big Pharma fucking us, and we're just letting it happen because everyone's on meds, including myself. So I love my meds. Yeah.
I love my sister being alive.
Yeah.
If you decide to do heroin and overdose, I really don't give a fuck about it.
Just you guys don't do heroin or meth. It's not good. I mean, Crawfordsville's meth city, so my wife
Indiana
runs the
meth
hotel
city.
out there. She runs the whole day in it. She has a hard time finding people that are not on meth. or people that she does hire people that have been on meth, but they've turned their life around. So it's like, it's just an epidemic out there, just like any other drug would be.
It's an epidemic in Indiana.
If you're gonna do drugs, do cocaine. You'll do more positive things. Be the next Chris Farley. Before he died from cocaine. But we had good movies from him, man.
Don't make me all sad.
I love Chris Farley. Chris Farley's awesome. Yeah, you should run for mayor. Anyways, get your buddy out there to help.
Do you legitimately think that I should run for mayor?
Yeah, I'd help you, man. I'd be right there helping you. That'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome experience. It'd be fucking cool. Even if you do lose, fuck it. You can try again next.
Man, it's expensive.
Try to. I mean, not with social media nowadays. It dramatically decreased the cost.
Yeah, but it's still expensive. You still got to campaign.
That's why you get campaign contributions.
Where am I getting it from?
Who's lobbying for me?
Yeah, lobbyists. Yeah, you can do that and just tell them to fuck off afterward. Go to like SIA, get a lobbyist from there, and be like, "I'll decrease your taxes, motherfucker," or something. If we could do it, it's not that hard. If a guy like Donald Trump can do it, fucking anybody can. God damn.
Well, you see, Donald Trump did it because people said he couldn't.
Well, you can't do it. How about that?
I argued. No shit. I argued with a fucking guy for 9 months, every single day for 9 months. Had the same argument.
SIA?
No, it's at Tate Lyle.
Oh.
A guy that we went to school with's dad. I worked with. I argued with him every single day and night for 9 months. And his only fucking rebuttal to anything I said was, Donald Trump is unelectable. He cannot be elected. And my response was, Chuck, that's why he will be elected.
Mm-hmm. That's why everyone voted for him.
That's why everyone voted for him, and because the Dems fucking nominated Hillary. Let's put that one out there, too.
That really kind of killed it.
The moment that Hillary was nominated, she was not going to win.
Yep.
It did not matter who Donald Trump was. Did not matter. He could be fucking little kids on the stage, and Hillary Clinton still would have lost.
I mean, he did some good, I'm not going to say good, or he did like good public displays, man. He would talk like a real...
He appealed to the...
Yeah,
he Mein Kampfed it.
I didn't want to say that, but he did Mein Kampf the shit out
That's
of it.
what he did.
I mean, he's up on stage like, like getting people riled up. And
he did the fucking positive Howard Dean.
Yeah. He
beyawed when he needed to beyaw.
Yeah, he did it right. That's for sure.
Yep.
I mean, he's had a lot of experience doing that on television and shit. And he's been on multiple thousands of probably interviews before that. He knows how to hold himself in an interview very well.
He's a bullshitter.
Fuck yeah, he is. I think I'm a bullshitter myself, so I'm not as good as a bullshitter as him. I mean, that's what I used to do is bullshit people. So, I mean, when you buy and sell, you bullshit people every day. So, I mean, he's a very good bullshitter, that's for sure. And you can't deny him. You can't, hold it against him. He's a good bullshitter, and he got into office. People eat the bullshit up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said a minute ago, we have no one to blame other than ourselves. I mean, because we I don't want to say we're in 2 years ago we're in a worse state than we are now, though. I don't think we are. I mean, I'm not. I don't think anybody other than the whole fucking ICE thing. That's fucking fucked up. There's a few things that are just fucked up that don't need to be there. You do realize that we as American citizens paid $90 billion more in taxes this year? I felt that hard. Yeah. My small fucking business I have, I paid taxes in, and then I turned around and saw that Amazon paid $0. That's fucking retarded. It's fucking retarded. They have loopholes they can figure out, and then we act like we have no money in the government, and then take it out of Social Security. Like, fucker, Amazon had over a half of online sales last year, but paid $0 in taxes, and then you go over to me where I had 30,000 in sales, and I get fucked 40%. What the fuck is going on here? Who do I need to talk to at Amazon to get on their train? Seriously. Just become an Amazon verified seller. You still pay taxes. Well, I know. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The company of Amazon didn't pay anything, and they own shitloads of assets.
Jeff Bezos is the most fucking richest guy in America right now.
No, he's the richest man in the world. He got divorced and is still the richest man in the world.
He had 160 billion or 166 billion at one time.
Ridiculous.
Was that after the divorce?
That was after the divorce, I think.
166 billion after the divorce. Yeah. Yeah. And I bet Tesla paid taxes. And they're actually doing shit.
Yeah, right.
He's actually doing shit. He's actually trying to make the world a better place. You could
see, at this point,
a better place or a cooler place?
At this point, see, that's where I was going to go. At this point, I think Musk is just fucking around.
I think he's done his thing.
What do we have to show for it?
We have electric cars that he brought into the industry that
that are how viable?
They're fucking viable.
Do I have one?
No, but they're
not viable enough.
Cost almost the same amount as a regular car nowadays.
How much?
30,000.
Okay, that's too expensive.
Well, yeah, it's too expensive for normal people, but it's coming down.
Then it's not viable.
You have like Nissan, Chevy, Ford. Everyone's releasing fucking electric cars where
I can afford.
That never came out. No, they're going to be the same price, around the same price.
I can buy a full-size Mitsubishi Outlander right now that is a, what's the word? Plug-in hybrid electric vehicle right now today that will charge in 45 minutes for less than $30,000.
See, there you go.
I can't buy a Tesla for less
than $30,000. That would have never happened if Tesla never came out with their own patents and changed the industry, and then was big enough to be like, oh shit, we should probably do something.
Which I don't disagree with, and I'm not trying to argue about it. I'm just saying that that's why I think that Tesla is just fuck dicking around.
Yeah, they've done what they need to do. Then
they need to do more.
More?
Yes.
You've seen SpaceX? He's done SpaceX too.
He keeps shooting rockets into space. What is he doing with it?
Well, obviously he's working toward a goal.
Which is?
He's going to Mars or something, right?
Okay.
I mean, he has rockets that could be used like multiple times now, and they're just shooting it out and letting it fall in the ocean.
Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get to Mars.
And other companies are using his technology that he has readily available that he's developed. You can't not say he's not done that.
I'm not saying.
He's done a lot of things.
But nothing that he has done is tangible.
Well, just like nothing Tesla back in 1900s, 1800s was tangible. He had his ideas and we made him work for it.
He had the ideas, Edison took the ideas, and Edison made it tangible.
Yeah, so you have to have some asshole to take your ideas.
Or just make it tangible from the get-go.
Well, they're tangible now. You have electric cars.
That I can't afford.
Well, people can afford them, but
not me.
Yeah, if you're not in the bracket of affording one, I can go out and buy a Tesla tomorrow if I want to. A Model 3, I'm not going to.
You make more money than I do.
I don't know about that.
You most certainly do.
Well, I'm not going to go buy one anymore. I drive a fucking shitty truck, so the appeal of electric vehicles has not just happened overnight. It's because of Tesla, and you have these companies like Chevy and stuff that have billions of dollars that actually do this shit, but they were lobbying against it because it went against the oil industry. So
because they have no incentive to not lobby against it.
Yeah. So then now they do have. So that
they're starting to.
Yeah. So they're having like the F-150 electric truck coming out was fucking cool.
Yes.
Looks fucking amazing. That would have never happened if
part of the problem
push into industry.
Part of the problem with electric vehicles is you cannot get the distance.
Yeah, there's still a lot to be desired. Like in battery, it's in the batteries, and there's so many companies out there pouring so much money into R&D. It's really a cool fact to look at. What's the fucking name? I think it's Hoover Facts. How much money they're pouring into battery technology. There's actually a Hoover car nowadays.
Really?
They're developing right now, and it's because they have like I don't know why, but I guess. It might not be Hoover. It might be...
is it Dyson?
Yes, Dyson. Dyson is the one doing it, not Hoover. Sorry for the wrong plug. Dyson is pouring a shitload of money, and they're in a collection of other companies doing it. Like we just haven't found the technology yet to, put like a 900-mile range on an electric car.
You have to have something on the vehicle that is charging the battery as it goes.
Yeah, they do have they have like regenerative braking and stuff like that, but
right.
Solar technology is not there.
Right.
You don't have the technology for that. Even though like they have cars come out with solar tops, like that's not fucking viable.
Right.
Like you can charge during the night or something, but it's nothing different than plugging it in.
We moved on from hydrogen long time ago.
And now they have this technology where they're taking CO2 from the air. Have you seen this?
Mm-hmm.
They're taking CO2 from the air and with hydrogen and making a fuel that will burn in every single gas engine. And they're actually making it right now.
Yep.
And when it burns, it produces a little bit of CO2 in the air. They just take it back in. These giant fans they got going on. It's like, I think it's in Canada or like I think it's over in Europe somewhere, maybe like Norway or some shit.
I'm pretty sure
it's
it's
actually
Norway.
viable, and you can put it in any fucking car. Any car will burn it. So you can take all these cars that we have nowadays. Like that's what people was worried about. Like what happens when the electric engines finally take over and like my car cannot burn because there's no gasoline left. That's gonna happen very fucking soon. And we were just going straight. We're just going straight for that point and like hoping nothing happens. And then Tesla comes out. He's like, hey, we should do something. Like we should make fucking electric cars. If you guys aren't gonna do it, I'm fucking gonna do it.
The problem is though, and part of the reason why I say it's not tangible is the electricity has to come from somewhere.
Yeah, it definitely has to. Yeah, you just can't get free electricity.
And like people always say, well, what about hydroelectric dams? It fucks up the ecosystem. Everything above that dam gets fucked up. Everything below that dam gets fucked up. It's not viable. What about solar? It's not viable because it's too expensive, and you got to have fucking places to put it. You can't have giant fucking fields of solar panels because people want to put corn there.
Yeah, that's the big thing about wind turbines. That's why they banned them up here in Dixie County now. And people see it as eyesore, but there's also not enough land because people are building houses at the rate it's fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I work for my program is new construction for veteran, and one of my builders, just one, there's like 10 or 15 giant commercial builders building 100 houses a month in around Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one builder. So you take 10 of them, 1,000 houses per month that are getting rebated that actually count as rebates. There's another half of those that don't get to the point where they're rated for a rebate. So that's how many houses are being built per fucking month.
In Indiana.
In Indiana.
In one city in Indiana.
In Indiana, there's suburbs being fucking built overnight because those suburbs, the land gets sold out and then either one company buys all the land or they get divided into different companies.
Parcels.
So that's a main thing. There's people running out of places to live, and nobody wants to live in multi-family housing, apartments, and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. There's land, and then you get to share the land between residential and
commercial
farming land. You feed everyone. So, well, wind turbines they're very viable. I mean, you can say they cost too much, and they're just getting better. The technology's getting better. I mean, the ones up in Benton County were fucked from the get-go because they couldn't get contracts with Duke Energy. And the reason why they're tearing apart is because they would shut them down every fucking day. And they're not made to shut down every day.
Made to just keep going.
Yeah, they're made to keep going, just keep rolling. But they couldn't sell their electricity, so they had to shut them down. They can't go anywhere else.
And you're not going to give it away for free.
That's not a good business. So, I mean, obviously people invested in those wind turbines and they want their investment back. So that's why those are breaking down, catching on fire, falling apart, because they're not made to shut down. There's not. So it needs to get better at contracts and shit like that.
It's along the same lines why desalination in California is not a thing. So the majority of California struggles with droughts and wildfires and shit every year because it's so dry. There's a massive reservoir in California that the government will not tap because of a native crustacean that lives there, and if they tap that reservoir, that crustacean will go extinct. Cool, fine.
Yep.
Desalinate ocean water. Do you understand desalination?
Mm-hmm.
You take salt water, you evaporate it.
Currently,
you condense it. Clean water.
It's getting better, but the cost of electricity to desalinate a gallon of water is not viable yet.
No.
They'll do it in most places, but the technologies need to get better. Just like batteries need to get better. So
do you realize
it all comes down to electricity?
Tate & Lyle South plant, the one that I used to work at here in Lafayette, is essentially desalinating water at 1,000 gallons a minute.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, to make high fructose corn syrup, average flow is around 1,000 gallons a minute. You are evaporating that syrup. You are evaporating the water out of it, getting rid of the condensate. The condensate is going directly to the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Or to waste treatment and then,
Yeah.
Out. So it's viable enough to make Coke.
Yeah, I guess not viable enough to have people drinking water, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it all comes down to money,
That's all. That's a Flint.
All comes down
Fuck
to
Flint,
money.
Michigan.
Just move out of Flint if you don't like the water.
Thank you!
Yeah. From what I've heard from people actually in Michigan, that Flint's actually not that bad anymore. But yet there are still people defending it like it's...
You know what?
Because you don't hear about it.
You know what's a bigger problem?
Huh.
Fukushima is still fucking leaking.
Yeah.
That's a big ass problem. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, still leaking. Still going. So, I've brought it up on the show before. You're the energy man. Nuclear energy is now fucking safe.
It is.
Why aren't we
Safe-
using
It's
it?
been safe forever.
People don't. It's
Not forever.
Not forever, but yeah.
For at least a decade.
It goes back to the not in my backyard thing. Nobody wants it around them. Just like nobody wants...
Don't put it around them. Build a fucking nuclear facility in the middle of the ocean. Or in the middle of where people cannot live.
There's deserts everywhere.
Thank you.
We have to transmit that energy somehow, too.
You gotta transmit it. You gotta transport the fuel there.
That's not hard. I mean,
Yeah.
But the whole transmission lines is super expensive. You probably know. Like, a high transmission line nowadays is like $1 million a mile. From what I heard last time. That was like years ago. So, you put it in the middle of the desert. You gotta have a lot of investors. You gotta have a lot of good stuff. So, I mean, coal's still cheaper, so we're gonna still burn the shit out of it. So, and did you know Indiana, down in Vectron headquarters, southern Indiana, Evansville, is the most polluted water area in the United States and the most polluted air in the United States. We have that title going for us for Indiana.
I can believe it.
I mean, I remember...
Because there's like 8 coal plants down there. They just get in this little fucking valley and they just burn it all day long, every day. And they just dump their shit into the fucking water, unregulated most of the time. And then they just burn the shit out. That's why coal's bad, dude. No one wants to live in Evansville because of that.
I remember
Not any
at
sane
one
person.
point...
Because of meth.
There's meth too. I mean, I'd do meth too if I lived down there.
I know at one point, Lafayette was considered the worst housing market in the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
It also had the highest, or the greatest concentration of restaurants per square mile.
Still does.
Maybe so.
I
Do
think-
have
No,
that.
it's been eclipsed
It
by
really.
some Asian place.
Fuck Asia, they don't matter.
Whoa!
But in America.
But in America, we still have the most restaurants per capita, right? Is it per capita or
It's
per
per
square mile?
square mile.
Okay. There's a reason why I'm 300 pounds, because we don't do anything but eat.
There's
Fuck here.
There's nothing to do here but eat, fuck, and do math.
All right, I got a topic, kind of, that hopefully bring this show home. So John had an idea today at work involving Game of Thrones.
Okay.
He says one tiny little detail could have changed the course of, or made you feel 1,000 times better about Daenerys Targaryen's heel turn.
Can I pause you real
Yeah.
quick? Before Clint or I say anything, you are talking to two people that loved the show, hated the final season.
Yeah,
I didn't hate it, but the
No. Clint and I hated
yeah.
the final season. So before you say anything else, before you hear our responses to your proposition here,
just know.
just accept the fact
Really
that Clint
pissed.
and I hated it, and you're not going to change that opinion. Go.
One, as time has gone on, I've grown to hate it as well.
Thank you.
They fucked it.
They fucked it. Especially reading the
Everyone
actual
knows they
script.
fucked it.
Reading the actual script, you're like, holy fuck, they really
The
actually
actors know they
fucked it.
The actors know. The writers know.
Yeah.
Everyone knows they fucked it. It was.
So John tells me today, he says, one little detail could have changed everything for Daenerys' heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
Made it completely reasonable. I mean, despite the fact that I thought it was reasonable in general, I was not unhappy with what happened. He says, think back to season 1. Ned Stark up top on the fucking executioner's block, about to get his head chopped off. We know what happened. It was a sad moment. Not for the people of King's Landing, no. No, they were all cheering. They wanted his head in that bucket. They wanted that head to fall off that fucking wall. Wherever it ended up. They were cheering. They were happy. They wanted their blood. They wanted their violence. Fast forward to season 8. Sunday, she's up on the wall. Supposedly, there's a silent crowd behind them. What if you actually heard them cheering for her fucking execution? What if Danny heard them cheering for execution? That could explain so much for like when those bells tolled. When you hear those bells and you see Danny just and then just fucking go crazy. Yeah. It's because, you know what? Fuck them. Fuck the people of King's Landing. I was here to save them, and they fucking cheered for my best friend's death.
My slave's death.
She wasn't a slave.
She was.
She was free.
She was free to leave.
Point, yeah.
She didn't. She stayed because she believed.
I mean, she was a slave at first until she
was a
liberated
slave to
her.
the cause.
But yeah, that just goes back to poor writing. We could easily put that in.
Did you see
I just went,
the?
just do this way. It seems.
Did
better.
you see the Iron Throne melting script?
No.
Oh my god.
Drogon.
Okay,
oh, no,
so
wasn't it just like a weird thing? Like,
let's
just
preface this. All the fans were like, you know, it makes sense that Drogon didn't kill Jon and instead melted the throne because the throne is ultimately what killed Daenerys. Fast forward a couple months to the script of that part leaking, and it says, and I'm not directly quoting, but I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit. Drogon saw Dany's dead body and could not bring himself to kill Jon
because he knows Jon's a Targaryen.
Because he knows Jon's a Targaryen.
She always did.
So Drogon instead targeted the wall, and the Iron Throne was just some stupid object that was caught in the way.
It just happened to be there.
It was, and that's what it said. It's some dumb object. This is Drogon's thoughts. It was some dumb thing in the way.
Was there even a wall behind it though?
Yeah,
or
it was.
Just open space.
No, there's a wall behind it.
What the fuck, Benioff and Weiss? What the fuck are you thinking writing that bullshit?
They wanted to just destroy the show. That's all I can think of.
What the fuck?
Well, you guys did see.
Maybe they're on the island fucking little boys and girls.
You guys did see that they didn't go to Comic. That they didn't go to Comic Con.
No, they didn't.
Right?
They canceled their appearance.
I would too.
Because people were, the last appearance they made, fucking people were booing the shit out of them.
And then they're making the Star Wars. Awesome. How the fuck did they get that job?
Kathleen Kennedy's in charge.
They have
Well, the
do
thing
they
is
have
they're
degrees in creative writing?
The thing is, they're completely capable.
Are they though, or are the people that they pay capable?
If it was anything else in the world, they would not get hired anywhere else anywhere. So why the fuck did Disney hire them?
Because Kathleen Kennedy's in charge of Star Wars.
I don't know who Kathleen Kennedy is.
The person in charge of Star Wars who's a fucking idiot.
She was a producer in like Jurassic Park and all those older fucking movies. She had a hand in a lot of those older fucking classic ass movies by this point.
No, I guess I should see why she's in charge of that.
Now I was gonna say now she's in charge of Star Wars. Lucasfilm is manned by Kathleen Kennedy. Helmed. Yeah, sorry.
You can't say manned. That's a derogatory remark.
Yeah, you're right.
And they spent all their money in their props, and they ran out of money with writing. Maybe. I don't know. It was just a shit show, man. I couldn't take it. And, I usually watch those episodes a couple times through, and I could only watch them once. And I was like, nope.
There's a few. I mean, I don't know. If I were to watch season 7 through season 8, I'd probably feel a lot better.
There's really cool cinematography, like
Burning
King's Landing, but that was it. The story. I mean, you can't have just like we were talking about in video games. You can't have it good if it's no good story. It just ruins it all.
Again, like my biggest issue is just the pacing. Like if
And
they
there's
would have
no
taken
reason-
more time with things.
There's no reason not to have a good story. You have fucking a team of people there. And no one said anything, or if they did say anything, they were
probably executed. They probably committed suicide.
They got suicided.
just like Epstein.
Storm the Clintons' residence. They can't suicide
They
us
can't
all.
suicide us all.
I blame the Clintons for their season 8.
Like the first 3 episodes of season 8, dug it.
They're fine.
You had me.
They're fine.
I was okay.
They could have stopped there and be like, okay, it's cool.
The way that season 7 ended, you know, in season 7 you've got episodes like Beyond the Wall,
which were fucking incredible.
oh man,
Fucking incredible.
and then like episode 2 of season 8, how it ends with the preparation up to the Battle of Winterfell
good.
with Podrick singing, and you get all those different scenes, and you are immersed. What they wanted you to feel in episode 3, you are already feeling it in episode 2.
Yep.
And then you take away the shoddy cinematography in episode 3.
God, that was
It did not
awful.
need to be that dark. No one can
No.
feel that amount of immersion, because if you wanted us to not see shit, just don't do those scenes. Because we can't see it.
You was thinking everyone was gonna die in a
I brought
heroic
this up.
battle, and they all survived being ambushed.
I've brought this up before, but I watched like the behind the scenes of Varys' execution. And they showed like all the CGI that they did. So they actually have the full dragon animated
Yeah.
in that scene.
Mhm.
And then it's shrouded by darkness, layer of darkness, layer of darkness. It's like, why even bother animating the full dragon?
Right.
I mean, you don't need the full dragon animated to have those little cross points to make it move correctly.
Mhm.
Or as far as I know, I mean, I'm no fucking CGI expert, but
I'm not an animator either,
what the
but
fuck?
it just...
It's just a common thing you could just point out.
Well, and like Arya killing the Night
You
King.
don't have to be an animator to
That-
do that.
I was okay with it, but that is strictly and most certainly 100% just, here you go, fans. You better get your sucking in while you can, because the rest of the season you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
That was strictly just to fucking jack off the fans.
Yep. I don't think that would be his Martin's storyline. How season 8 ended. Maybe it is, but maybe he wrote it like 1,000 times better.
Oh, probably. I mean, because he told them from the get-go who was going to be on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
But they did it so poorly. It was
They
just, ew.
Well, I've brought it up. I've said it. That last episode of season 8, Skylar and I are watching it on premiere night as it airs.
Me too. Me, my brother, and Nikki watching it, and no one said a word afterward.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
When we paused it right before Tyrion nominated Bran to take the throne, I paused it and I looked over at Skylar and I said, if they fucking pick Bran to be on the throne, I am shutting it off right now. And she said, yes. She said, shut it off. Because I made her watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you did.
And she fell in love with the show. You know, she hated
All war and all that good
She
stuff.
hated season 1, hated season 2, season 3. She's like, okay, I'm really into this. You know, we're watching minimum 3 episodes a night to get caught up. And, you know, she got really invested in a lot of characters, and she knew how invested I was in Jorah. Jorah was my favorite character on the show. Bronn was my number 2 guy, and they fucking ruined him.
I don't think they ruined
They
him.
did!
I don't think they ruined
You took
him.
one of the characters with the most screen time in the show, and the most screen time he has in season 8 is the last episode?
Okay, that's kind of bullshit. I will agree with that.
That's fucking dumb!
I thought you were going to go the small council direction, where you hated his lines and stuff.
I hated
That was
all
so
of their
cheesy,
lines.
though. That was
I
so
loved
fucking
it.
cheesy.
I love that
Jesus.
scene.
It's fucking dumb.
I loved it.
All right, for the rest of the show,
That does not go with the rest of the show at all, though. Like,
the rest of us,
there's-
or the rest of this episode, every one of us has to talk in third person.
Look,
Nope, third person. You have to
the
tell
host
me.
of this show says
Thank you.
it makes sense because all of them are basically a bunch of nobodies. They're nobodies, and somehow they got elevated to the highest positions in Westeros. Of course, they're going to be
But
like,
they're not nobodies.
well, to us, they're not.
No. Legally, they are not nobodies. Bronn and Brienne are both knights.
Yes.
They are not nobodies. Davos is a knight, not a nobody.
Okay.
a well-trusted
They
advisor.
are not giant heads of houses, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Most knights are not giant heads of houses.
But
That's what the whole 7 seasons shaped him to be, somebody. Right?
exactly. But to the whole of Westeros, they're not really anybody. Except for heroes of these battles and stuff, which is cool.
I mean, that makes you somebody.
It does. It's cool in its own right, but they're not Tywin Lannister. They are not fucking Ned Stark, and they're not Lady Tyrell. They are not these giant figures that are only as good as people's words, except for Tywin and Ned, fucking badasses. But and even Lady Tyrell's a badass in her own right. But again, they're essentially nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but somehow they got elevated to this giant title, the highest ranks in Westeros, the small council. Of course they're going to be like joking around about it, like, look at me. That's the way I see it.
Here's part of the problem with it. They didn't get elevated. They elevated themselves.
Yeah.
They did the work.
Absolutely.
So, like, no one made them
it's
that.
like-
They made them
It's like,
that.
look at us now. Like, it's like
There's
out
really
of nowhere.
nobody else around
Like,
to
what if-
criticize them. They're all dead.
What if
Yeah.
all of a sudden we became Metallica? Like,
That should have
I would
pretty
not
good-
talk in third person.
well, fuck no. But it's fun.
Lars Ulrich here!
Okay, Lars Ulrich would.
He's not even that douchey.
He
I
is.
feel like-
talking
I feel
third-
like
He totally
the
is
whole,
that
The whole
douchey.
show was their journey to get there, but I guess
Okay, to us, yeah, but
Yeah.
to the people of Westeros,
Most of the
who else
ones,
was available though? Like,
most of the ones that would give a shit are dead. So
also John thinks that the way it ended was like complete bullshit because you got two kingdoms that are completely in shambles because of winter. Like all the armies are dead. The only viable army just went off to go check out the butterflies of Nasseth or whatever.
North
North.
to die
Um,
because people who aren't native to North die when they
yeah,
go.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the only viable army with the only viable leader just took off to that fucking island. The only other viable army is the Knights of the Vale,
And the North.
and well, I guess the North. But what food do they have left? And on top of that, most of them probably just got wiped out because of the dead.
yeah. I mean, it did show that like, everyone dying, but somehow everyone lived. So.
You're right. Sam died at least 8 times in episode 3.
Yeah.
I saw like several Sam dog piles of whites
But he was a badass. He fought his way out.
somehow.
Nobody died other than Jorah. Wait,
Um,
is he the only character that died?
No, Jorah and
Lady Mormont.
Lady Mormont.
Lady Mormont died.
But, like,
House Mormont's
They
done.
they killed off like 2.
John's buddy from the Night Watch.
Yeah.
He died pretty much right away. Derek Dondarrion died.
Yep.
He was one of my favorite characters.
Yep.
Who the fuck is in the Night's Watch, by the way, when John gets back? There's nobody there.
Just a
Exactly.
couple people.
Exactly. It was a fucking shoo away.
Go
Yeah.
be where you want to be.
Get out of here, Unsullied. We're punishing him. See, it was a hollow
It was
punishment.
dumb.
It was a hollow punishment because in the end, that's where he wanted to be, anyways.
It was dumb.
But it's what we wanted for him
No.
to an extent.
No.
We wanted him to go to the north
Nope.
with Ghost and Tormund.
You make Jon king of Westeros, and then you allow Jon to make the decision, as he's always made,
You're not
to
wrong.
step down
You're not wrong.
and say,
'Cause he doesn't want it.
"This is who I nominate
I don't
as
want it.
king. I'm going.
I don't want it.
I'm bamping the fuck out." And then he goes up with Tormund and Ghost gets all the boot snoots and
They
all the
really-
snoot boots.
They had this opportunity to make it like a Star Wars cultist-esque thing, and they fucked it right in the ass.
Yeah.
Fucked it hard.
They
and just-
grabbed it. They grabbed it by the hips,
yes.
and they shoved it into the dirt,
and they threw it
fucked
away. They threw it away in the ocean with all their trash,
They fucked
and
it.
nobody fucking cares anymore. That's how I see it. But
This is
fuck.
the first time I've talked about Game of Thrones in months.
I know, and
nobody gives a fuck.
I
Nobody
wanted to bring it
cares.
up to you guys because both of you watched it. Clint, you
I
were here
played
for
Game of
King
Thrones
Chair.
miniatures. I still do sometimes, but I just don't give a fuck about it anymore.
How is that miniatures game, by the way?
It's fun, but now that this happened, it's just like
Do the miniatures games come, or the miniatures?
it's all
come
based off
painted?
the books though, so it's good.
Do the miniatures come painted?
No,
Motherfucking
I do not paint miniatures either. So It's fun though. You have like you create your own battles and
It's a
stuff.
tabletop war game,
Yeah, it's like
like
Warhammer.
40K.
For
It's the first one I ever played like that. I don't really get into those.
if you're listening, Tyler has explained his disdain for painting miniatures
I fucking
on Journey into Comics.
I will not do that. I won't do that.
I don't fucks with them.
Yeah,
I don't have the patience, time, or the.
Dexterity.
I'm really glad I got to actually talk to Clint about Game of Thrones because he didn't really get a chance to when he was here for Game of King Chair.
No, you kind of fucked him.
I was in the back.
Well, one, I didn't know a certain somebody was going to be there.
Mm.
That got thrown in last second. And I'm like, all right.
I mean, it is your house. You could have said no, but wow.
No, they really just fucked Game of Thrones. They did. Some people like it. Some people, majority of people hate it. So
It took some time for me to hate it, and you know, even going to Star Wars, it took some time for me to kind of go really jaded on The Last Jedi. But because I mean, Tyler and I both had a giant hard on for our opening night, but
we've established why we did, and it ultimately was the fucking Red Room scene.
Yeah,
that's what fucking got it for us. That, and then Luke's exit.
just like Episode 8.
Lightspeed.
Was it Episode 8 or 7?
It was Episode 8 is what Blaine is talking about. The Last Jedi.
The Lightspeed battery.
No, so The Last Jedi is comparable to the final season episode.
Honestly,
oh yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Just kind of throws the whole fucking.
And it's
thing
funny
out the
because
window.
even Ryan Johnson's getting his own trilogy, and Benioff and Weiss are getting their own Star Wars something, and so it is totally comparable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's all I got for this episode.
I don't think I'd even watch any spin-off shows of Game of Thrones, but fuck it.
I'd watch it as long as they're not involved.
Still, it's just
Yeah,
like
but it could be worse.
Mhm.
That's all I got
They
today.
dumped it in the
tired.
toilet, made me eat it.
I got some pizza upstairs waiting on me. I ordered it a little bit ago. Clint, thanks for coming up.
No problem.
It's always
I
great
enjoyed
having
it.
you on the show.
It was good for 3 people. I think any more than 3 is getting a little crazy in here.
It was about 4 people tonight.
Yeah, if Alex was here, we wouldn't have talked about 90% of the stuff.
No, it would have just been crazy, but it would have been fun.
It would have been fun.
It's always fun.
I was sad when you said she wasn't coming.
Yeah.
We'll get her next time.
Hopefully, I haven't talked to the possible guests next week, but we're gonna. Hopefully, next week's a good nerdy episode.
Definitely.
So, that being said, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Plugs were at the beginning of the show. I'm not gonna fuck with that. Check
We
us
don't
out.
fuck with that.
Check us out live every Tuesday. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Possibly soon to be Wednesday.
Yep.
Keep your peepers peeled for Wednesday live streams.
Uh-oh.
And if you want to be a guest, especially in the coming month, hit us up.
See Blaine before he becomes mayor.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna be mayor.
Or Tyler becomes mayor.
We're gonna need some guests here coming up, so hit us up, let us know, and if that is all, that is all. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for chatting.
See
And
you guys
please,
later.
Make every day a
Love
big
you all.
dick day.
Don't fuck kids.
Even Resorski, I love you too.
Bye.
Yay.
Bye live feed. I'm gonna eat pizza now.
I think I'm gonna go get